Is anybody on there? What's that little?
Hi, future viewers. I'm Gabriella, and this is Diane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice dog. No, you don't do that.
Okay, please.
What is that little icon down on the bottom?
What this?
Yeah, what is
That's our logo.
I can't see it because it's tiny.
Look, there's me, there's you, there's the YouTube thingy.
Okay.
It's the same one up there.
Oh, okay. I didn't even notice that. Hi, Abby. Hi. Hi, Abby. People are going to rewatch this and say, what's wrong with these two?
I don't care. Let them talk trash.
We're just going to wait here to see if anybody shows up. If not, we're just going to talk to ourselves. There's music playing.
There's music playing. Oh shit.
It's loud, Abby.
Hold on. I'll fix it. I think. There we go.
Is that better?
Whoa. Good.
Give us a thumbs up or give us a good.
Good. Oh, my elbow. We good?
Are we good? Can you guys hear us? Are we good that way? That's better.
Yes. See, I knew how to do
See,
that.
it wasn't bad music either.
Buttons this time. It was rock.
She clicked the right buttons.
See, we can't hear it on our end, so I didn't know if there was music played or not. I can't even hear, I couldn't hear anything.
Abby was jamming.
Man, I wonder if we're going to be able to see the...
See what?
The comments on...
I don't know how you do that.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know. Abby, tell all your friends to jump on and watch us.
Look.
There you go.
Well, that's... Maybe.
Are we lagging? Do you have to do... Are we lagging?
I don't think. There we are.
Thank you, Abby. Abby or Linda, are we lagging when we talk, or are we coming through? No lag. Okay, awesome. Good, 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 good. Good, good, good. Share screen. Reshare. Is Gabby going to stay off important buttons? Linda, I hope so. We had a long talk about this today.
Whoa, shit.
What are you doing? Oh, we had a long talk about it, and look what she just did.
That was an interception of everything. Holy moly. No, all I'm trying to do... all I'm trying to do is get it to where you don't just see our faces, but you can also see the chat on the live stream. See, we can see ourselves, but we can't see the chat over here for, whenever it replays.
So I wonder, if people subscribed and did the notification, they should be getting notified. If not, we might have 2 viewers tonight. Well, actually 3, because Ryan will be popping in. She should be popping in about 1:15.
I don't know how to do that.
Do what?
Where you can see us. I mean, where they can see us, but they can also see the chat on the screen.
I don't know. I'm guessing it's probably one of those things there.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. How long are you going to be able to stay with us tonight, Linda?
See if I share screen. Hold on. I'm going to do this again. It's going to look weird. Just weird. Oh. Okay, now, can I make it? Whoa, no.
You don't know what you're doing. Oh no, she's touching too many buttons again, Linda. I'm telling you, I had to talk with her, and obviously it's not working.
I don't know how to do that. Help me.
Don't stop the mic or cam. Goodness gracious, so the layout.
That's the layout that we're on right now.
Yeah.
Or we could do this one, but I don't know what the heck that does. Or that, or that, or that, or that. Or
Brenda, you were made a moderator last time. You might have to moderate this one.
Yeah, like the. Oh no.
Oh, what did she do? She's zapped us again. She poofed everybody.
I didn't poof anybody.
You did poof.
And nobody got poofed this time.
Goodness gracious. Well, when we start talking about what we were supposed to be talking about, if there's not anybody show up tonight for some reason, Linda's here, Abby's here. That's all that matters. It will be showed as they can catch it hopefully on replay then and comment and all that good stuff.
Well, that's how you do that.
Look at Messenger for what? Oh.
That's how you do that, but that's just a comment.
Yeah, but well, they're seeing the comments, aren't they? Or no?
They can only see it because it's live. They can only see the things that are showing up like that.
Well, we can figure that out. Can't you figure that out after it replays?
I don't think so. I've never done StreamYard before, Mother.
Hey, don't be wicked rude.
Mother, I've never done StreamYard before.
People, she's being wicked rude to her mama. The mama.
Girl.
Or what?
What? Did you just say that I should wear oven gloves? Excuse me, Linda.
I love it. I love it.
I am offended.
We could tape her fingers all up.
You guys are mean.
How we mean? Look, you're still messing with buttons.
I am messing with buttons, but I'm not clicking like leave studio or anything like that. There's this present thing where you can share your screen, but that shares the whole screen, not just the. See, watch. Share screen. Select window or screen.
So that's for Firefox.
Yeah, that's this thing, and then the entire screen is literally everything. Oh,
Where's Angelina and Emmy? They use this. They'd be able to tell her. Angelina, help! Emmy, come on! Somebody help! This child, help her!
Recording? No.
Isn't it supposed to be recording for you to? Yeah, so that you can do it, replay it later, right? Are they still seeing us? Oh yeah, because you're messing around here. They can't see it there. Abby, talk to your sister.
I don't think
they probably do, but she didn't check, Linda. She's one of them. I would rather just mess around with the stuff myself and see what happens. And then next thing you know, everybody goes,
nobody's gonna get poofed.
Hey, they have audio avatars.
What?
Audio avatars. I don't know. Virtual background. So she's still messing with stuff, I'm telling you.
Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna poof anybody. Layout. Solo layout. Cropped layout. Ooh, cropped layout. Hold on.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Abby's watching a tutorial.
Okay.
It just it sounds like my husband.
Cropped, it says. Oh, wait.
Show chat. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh, what am I doing at that?
I'm smelling something fruity. Are you? All of a sudden, I'm smelling something fruity, like strawberry-ish.
I thought you were wearing perfume.
No,
It smells like your strawberry perfume.
it's not. I'm not. I don't have any on.
Oh, wait, it's
What smells fruit? Fruity tooty.
That slides. Oh, no.
There she goes with the buttons, Linda. Linda, she's going with the buttons. This child. Play a song when guests enter. There you go. Put that on so that we know when a new guest is coming. Green room. The best way to manage guests for important streams. Now, aren't our streams important?
Our screens aren't. I mean, streams aren't important.
Jeez.
Wicked.
I thought they were.
I'm so confused.
Abby's gonna look, so just okay. I read instructions. He files.
You can't read
it. We all need to run away because she just won't leave the buttons alone.
Okay, I'm done messing with the buttons, Linda.
Jeez. Okay, so let's start. Our little chatterboxes.
Our little
chatterboxes. I'm not having a good day today. So let's just say that. So you might not be able to tell it now, but wow, it has not been a good day. And Abby, I think you were here. Linda, this is what happened. I'm not sure if you remember or if you know about the little ordeal we were going with Pennsylvania and our taxes. Well, the appeal people called us back, and they're kind of more or less telling us we're up a creek without a paddle, that they're going to take our taxes, our Pennsylvania refund away from us, and they're still claiming this BS tax credit crap. And so I ended up calling the governor up, which put me in connection with the Pennsylvania Department of Revenue, which told me that the appeals court wants a copy of South Carolina's tax returns from us. I said, why? Well, because we're in Pennsylvania. What does South Carolina tax returns have to do? Well, just in case they overpaid you or something. What does South Carolina's taxes have to do with Pennsylvania? If they overpaid us, then that's their job to contact us, say, hey, we overpaid you. What does that have to do with Pennsylvania? So Department of Revenue said, give them what they want. And so hopefully it went through. My husband sent them the tax thing for South Carolina. But regardless, the guy from the appeals more or less told my husband, it doesn't matter. We made our mind up. So I don't know. It's kind of looking real grim that PA is going to take his hard-earning dollars away from them. I mean, it wasn't a big refund, but hey, a refund's a refund, and when you work your butt off for it and they steal it from you, that's just pretty rotten. So
see something real quick. Just hold on.
That's kind of how my day kind of began.
So there's that.
And there she goes with the buttons again. What are you doing?
No.
Abby's reading tutorials.
I'm still trying to just.
Goodness gracious.
There's a way to do it. I'm gonna figure it out. I swear to God. Just. Give me a schmeckle of a second. Overlay. What am I sharing right now?
I don't know what you're sharing. I don't know what you're doing.
What did I just do?
I don't know what you're doing.
Nothing's even
I don't think
happening.
you even know what you're doing.
Well, I wouldn't be asking if I did.
Oh my goodness.
It's not showing anything.
Duct tape might work. I'm telling you, I don't want to have to resort to that, Linda, but I'm telling you,
Hey, now.
I
Watch your words, women.
hey,
I could poop all of us right now if I
we
feel
know
like
that. You've already done that. So,
Don't make me poop
jeez,
you.
goodness gracious. So we might have here before long a guest trying to come on if Gabriella can get this figured out. What is that? Is that how you put?
I don't know what I just. What is this? What is
I
happening?
don't know.
Oh, let's see. Hold on.
Goodness gracious. I got something that I
Oh, see, I could do that. But that's for another person.
Oh my goodness gracious. We're supposed to be talking and she's messing with that.
You can still talk. Nobody told you not
Everyone
to.
talking all the time. You're part of this channel too, you know.
Anyways,
I'm sure they would love to hear your beautiful voice.
I don't like my voice.
Linda, you need to get Gabriella to sing for you. That girl can,
No.
she's got pipes. I'm telling you. No, she's saying no, but she's got pipes. She's got pipes. And they are really good, nice, clean, beautiful pipes. How are the allergies? Well, I had to tonight. They were really, my eyes have been really, really bad. As you can tell, I'm still kind of raspy. Before we came on, I threw water in my eyes to kind of rinse them out so that I'm not doing this thing. But our weather's just been goofy because we've been having like in the high 70s to 80s, and nighttime it's been really hot. And now today it was dry, but today now we had like a big, big, big downpour. So
No.
Abby said the tutorial's a lost cause. Where's Angelina and Emmy? We need them. They need to help you. You know, Linda, really.
They even know how to do it.
She needs to sing. No, Emmy does. I think because she's been helping Angelina.
Oh, but Angelina doesn't even do this. It's not.
Angelina does streaming on.
No, she does. She streams, but this is what it shows until she.
Can she just call in?
What does that mean? Just like
You can call in, yeah. I guess can tell her StreamYard. How do you?
I think I have to.
Let me see.
Here's the. Hold on, I'll send it to you, Messenger. Hopefully. Hold on, guys. My password is everything from Facebook. And it is. Oh, fudge muggets. I don't even know what I just said. I said fudge mugget?
I don't know what fudge nugget is.
Where did they send that to? To Yoga. Yes.
Are we still on?
We're still here. Just
Okay.
wow. Humbug. God. Mucka. 2. Oh. Wow. Where are you? Because I'm gonna. Send. Aha, there I am. Okay, so I sent it to you so you can send it to her.
Okay, let me see.
Thank you, Abby.
Okay. Linda, Abby, you got this. I'm confused, Linda. I'm too old for this. I'm confused.
I'm too young for this, apparently. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
So, the guest that we're going to have on that's going to call up is going to be, her name is Ryan Keys. Now, we can't say where, Angelina, look at this. Angelina. Okay, as I was saying, the lady that's going to call us up hopefully here before long, she has stuff going on in her house, activity going on in her house. And we did an investigation there. She was doing a live stream and we did an investigation. So we know there's activity in her house. We have no shadow of a doubt there is something going on in her house.
Yes.
But our reason why we came on tonight is she's part of it and what our topic is. And that's about, we're kind of getting very pissed off because it seems like since the whole Zach Bagans that kind of started and the Cody and Satori, now everybody's debunking everybody, and people that are out there being honest or trying to be legit, they're getting called out. This Ryan happens to be one of them. Like I said, we know for a fact, we went to her house. She has activity in her house, but she's been getting people saying, "Oh, you're full of shit. You're faking it," and they're really, really, really giving her a hard time. And my problem is that everybody's targeting everybody, and now with them targeting her, you weren't there. You weren't with us. You don't live in the house with her. Why is it so easy now, since the whole Cody and Satori thing came out, for everybody to say, okay, you're fake? If you want to try to debunk stuff, fine and dandy. We have no problem with that. But when somebody is telling you that there's activity in their house and a legit, because we try to be as honest as we can and we try to debunk what we can. We go to her house to try to help her out to prove if there is definitely things there or not. And we tell her, yes, she actually saw our equipment going off and our responses. And then they're telling her she's full of it. It's getting to be enough now. Gabrielle and I go and we do a lot of research. We scan through a lot of channels. We watch a lot of different people. And it's like everybody's targeting everybody now. We have somebody coming back again, and I know, Angelina, you brought it up the other night. Targeting.
She'd be right back. She needs to get a drink. And
Okay.
Take the dog out.
You're right, Linda. It's getting. I'm getting mad, and it's really on top of my bad day as it is, and then coming to this. But Angelina brought it up the other day. They were targeting Spooky Boo. Now with her, they were kind of body shaming and the ugly. It's Angry Cajun. I'm calling him Ugly Cajun. What he was doing was just wrong.
Because his words are ugly.
Hi, Conscious Muse. Welcome to the party. But now somebody is kind of questioning her health problems and kind of almost dissing her husband, saying that he's slow in responding, that she's fake with what she's doing. And Selena Spooky Boo has had a lot of health problems over the course of time. And her husband has problems with his brain. Like, he was in bad shape there. He almost didn't even know who Selena was. And she was going through a lot of stuff. And then her dog having cancer on top of it. If I'm not mistaken, I think her aunt, was just diagnosed with dementia or something,
Uncle.
or somebody. And I think she just has a lot of stuff going on, and dissing her like that, and it just seemed like since the Cody and Satori thing came out, it's like nobody can be decent anymore. That would be like them going on as we know what we believe. I know a lot of people don't believe in the flashlight method. We know it works for us. And we don't care if that's what you believe. That is fine and dandy. But we've seen it with our eyes, how it instantaneously, and we don't just let it do once. We do it like 2 times, 3 times. If we get a response like that, then we call it legit. But if it just goes off randomly where they're like, okay, we didn't set it right or something. But just to go and start targeting everybody, since this whole, like I said, it seems like Cody and Satori thing. It's like everybody's being targeted. And that was our biggest fear, that when this whole thing started, that it was going to affect the whole entire paranormal community. And it really is. It's really starting to affect the whole entire paranormal community. And it's not right. It's not right, because now when anybody goes out, they know what they caught. They know they're being honest and true to their audience. And then you're going to have some jerk coming on and saying, oh, these are the biggest bunch of fakers. It's getting sickening. This kitty is Gabriella's kitty, and he's a ham. He has to be on every video. Abby said, "Hi, ham." He has to be on every video.
Hey, lay down.
So,
lay down.
That's kind of like where we're going with this tonight. Does anybody have any comments right now on that? Just at us, and we'll respond, because it's really, really getting ridiculous.
I can be a good boy.
Can she call then on that?
When she clicks that, she'll be
on here, you mean, or on that?
When she clicks on that, she will be put in the background. I have to accept her.
Okay, so we'll be waiting now. This Ryan that I said, we did this home investigation at her place, and they're like really, really, really bashing her, and it's getting out of line. Now, if you go back, I believe Jason Hawes was even targeted one time, and he was totally innocent in the whole situation. And it goes back to, I remember watching it. I love him. I love his investigation. And this goes back to when he was in some building. It was a building that had either a gift shop or it was an operating business. And he was doing his investigation, and all this stuff started happening. And he was like, oh my goodness, we can't believe we're getting all this activity and everything. Well, he found out that the owners had put stuff up in the ceiling. They put like mechanisms that would go off on purpose so that they could draw people to their shop. And it made Jason Hawes and them look bad. And I remember specifically when that was called out, because another business had called him up to come, and he just said, hey, we do not mind going to and doing businesses or places that have gift shops, but if you think you're going to pull the wool over on our eyes like you did there, then we're not going to tolerate that. That is bull. That's not how we investigate. Angelina said that was a great episode. They called them out. They did, and it kind of, it's just crazy that all this stuff is going on. And then there's the thing, and Angelina, I don't know the whole thing with the Grant and his jacket pull. I don't know what the whole deal. I really didn't research into that a lot.
Yeah.
But I know that had nothing to do with why he left the show, because he left the show for his own. I know he was making board games, and he was doing music, and I think he was doing art and stuff in that too. So Jason Hawes should be ashamed that his daughter is part of the race. Linda, I agree with you. I still respect Jason, and I love my children and I love my grandchildren more than anything on earth. But there's a time where you defend your child, and then there's a time when you say, okay, I can't defend you anymore. You made your bed, now you got to lay in. With Jason, it could be things. Maybe he doesn't know that they're faking. Maybe he still believes that they're being honest. The other part of it is maybe He knows that they are, but he has come right out and he says, this is not his thing. That's with Cody and Satori, and that's up to them to, deal with it and make it right if they are faking. So you got to respect him for that, and he does love his children. I love kitties. We saw yours on there the other night, Angelina. You got a beautiful cat. That was the first time I think I've seen it.
Yet Jason Hawes was in our bunker.
Yep. And and it's okay to debunk and everything. And that's where we're going with this too. There's debunking and there's just being total assholes. And we as investigators, we debunk things ourselves when we're investigating, but we don't go out and we've watched a lot of people where they're like, but we don't say anything because we're not there. We don't know what's actually happening there. We're not with them. So how you can debunk by watching it on a video, but it helps if you're also there. If these people are true blue and they're saying they believe they caught something, then leave them alone. Maybe they didn't, but if they're believing that they caught something, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Definitely a fake jacket pull. Jason and Grant split because Grant went behind his back and took a show.
She just wants.
Oh, I did not know that. See, I know when he first left, he was getting into do his board games, and I know he was making music, and I think he was an artist too, and that's kind of what I heard, but I didn't know about that.
Mom, she just wants to do audio.
Angelina, if we get somebody to come on through StreamYard and they just want to do audio, they just want to call on, but they don't want to be on video, how do you go about doing that? Because the lady that we went and did the investigation at her house, she wants to come on and she wants to talk about what's going on with her.
Because watch, when you click it, it does entering the studio.
Hello, Mike.
Gosh. Do something. Allow. Block.
Do you have to do something with the stop? No, because that probably would stop our video. She's doing right there. Can she come on right through YouTube itself? They just shut off the video and keep audio.
Oh, it says join with
control from there, and she said,
shoot.
Yeah, because she's going to come on. So the lady, like I said, Angelina, I know you just came in. She's the lady we did the private investigation for, and she's one of them. She has a TikTok channel, which Gabrielle is going to post her TikTok channel and her her YouTube channel. And yeah, Gabriella did that, Angelina. She sent her the invite, and I think she might be working on it now. But we're going to send her links up, and she just wants to come on over the phone and tell what's going on with her.
She says she just wants to be on for 15 minutes. She doesn't want like a whole bunch of.
So Abby says so she doesn't want to show her face. She can cover.
She can come until she can turn off the camera when she joins.
Yeah, so long as Abby doesn't have to touch me.
I'm figuring things out slowly.
Oh, goodness gracious. So, guys, for you that remember I got hurt the other day, this is the outcome from the dogs on that arm. It's healing. And this is the outcome on that arm from the puppies. So that's kind of why, I'm not having a good day today. Hey!
Hi,
Willa! She's one of our chatterboxes.
She is one of our Real Talk chatterboxes.
Real Talk chatterboxes. Here's the link to Jason's saying, oh, okay, thank you, Angelina.
I will copy that.
Yeah, copy that and save that because we'll check that out. Because you're definitely a big researcher, and we research a lot too. And that's why we're so upset today because we were researching a lot of stuff. Because this isn't exactly the topic that we were going to talk about today. But then as we were scrolling and researching, we come across some of these people that was bashing like Selena Spooky Boo and saying that she's fake, and that's bad enough. If you want to say somebody's and you want to try to debunk them, say they're fake, that's bad enough. But when you're questioning when they tell you that they have health problems and everything, I think that's where the line is, and I think that's where this whole debunking thing and that is crossing over. Like, we're all debunkers. If you're a paranormal investigator, you're a debunker. But when you're crossing over that line and doing personal insults and questioning people's health and body shaming and all this other stuff, it's bull. So we're just at the end of the line with tolerance for it. Like, ready for Penhurst, Willa. Hey, you guys, I can't wait to see your video. And I can't wait to see yours on, well, your co-host, the one that you're going to have, Kenny Biddle. I hope you're going to bombard him with some good questions. I would like to, I don't know, we just need to find out what he thinks about this whole thing. Some debunkers are getting fakers arrested, and to me, that is correct. Exactly. And Angelina, and I think that's why me and Gabriella decided to come on about this topic here tonight, because it's getting, I mean, look what they pulled off on you. Just because everyone wants the truth out, what they're pulling off on Spooky Boo, what they're pulling off on this Ryan, if she can get through to us tonight. I mean, and she's not even, like, she's got a pretty good channel going, especially on TikTok she had, but it's getting way out of line now, and it's nuts. People usually attack others. I agree with you, Conscious Muse. Um, that's my old trade line, I guess you can call it, whatever. You always said those who talk about others and bring up shit are guilty of it themselves. So it's just like, I'm just like, we're gonna be doing our investigation tomorrow, and then we're gonna do a live stream on Monday on our Lurking Spirits channel, talking about what happened with us there, what we caught, what we didn't catch, and for people to come on like right now tonight and talk about how you feel about it. But, you know, it's everybody investigates in their own way. And debunking is okay as long as you're just debunking, not insulting, not everything they do is fake. And there's a line that can't be crossed, and it's getting crazy. I love her sleepwalking. And Bad to the Bone, see, I'm kind of on the fence with Selena. I'm like you. I love her. I absolutely love her. And I think at this point here with the Cody and Satori thing, it's not even a matter of the debunking, whether she's fake or if she's legit or not. It's at the point now where rather than them just focusing on her investigations and saying, okay, this, I'm questioning this, I'm questioning that, they were questioning her illness and her husband's illness, like saying he's slow and all this and that. And that's where the debunking part is getting carried a bit too far. You can't do that. You can say, hey, I'm not buying what they're doing. I think they're fudging some stuff, but I still like them. I like the way they investigate, but don't question health problems or personal problems like that. They targeted the school teacher lady, the vegan lady. She was targeting Call Me Chris, and she kind of did a couple things and said a couple things that were really, really low blow. And there's that line. She crossed it, and that was the whole point of this video. Can I have the link to Larking Spirits, please? Abby did give it. Thank you, Abby.
I was just gonna do that.
Yep, and Gabriella, you can post it up there if you have to. Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's just getting ridiculous.
I think he had a tumor that was cancerous, and it made him lose like most of his memory, but somehow like a miracle happened, and he was able to regain all his memory, and he was able to recover.
And they're such a sweet couple too. If you watch too, where she does those silly knock jokes and stuff and that with him, they are such a cute couple, cute, loving couple. And whether you believe they're legitimate, whether you believe they're fake, that's not either here nor there now. It's just a matter of, like I said, there's that line again. You don't want to cross it. A lot of people, I don't know. We haven't heard anybody say that they think that we're fake, which I hope we don't, because anybody that knows us know how we investigate. But there's always going to be those people come in and somebody's going to say, you know, I don't believe anything you guys are doing. But that's, it's terrible. Some are not real debunkers. They just say they are. You're right, Linda. You're right. You're right. They'll just, I think it was like the talk we had the other night. I think some people wake up in the morning and they go, okay, you know what? I'm going to see who I can target today. And they go out and they turn into a real asshole. So I just, it's just getting ridiculous. So, Angelina, your studio is looking really nice. We checked that out. You're really, really coming along with
I
that.
love the floating candles.
Yeah, I see. We want to do something. We have a craft room here in the house that it's going to be a craft/art room, but I think we're going to turn it into also our studio once we get everything set up, because we still got boxes and crap all over and that. So after seeing her brother sleepwalk with her, I do now question it, but I would never debunk anyone on an illness. People did not believe Cody had cancer, so that's why I did my research and made a video. But in Cody's defense, yeah, you're right. And see, that's what I love about you, Angelina, because you do your research. And we kind of thought too at first when he said that, where they're like, did he really? But then where they're like, why? We looked at each other where why are we even going to question it? If he's saying he has cancer or he's recovering from cancer, that's not our place to call him a liar. That's, you can do research just like you did. You can find it out, but that's not our place to say, hey, you just made that stuff up for sympathy and for more views, because that's not right. I like what Bad to Bone says. Where are their receipts for what they say? I agree. I agree. I agree. I'm going to have Patty and Emmy help decorate more. Back wall is for team signs. That's wonderful.
That's awesome. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I just, we caught it on there where they're like, whoa, she's getting fancy. God does not want us to judge without facts. You're 100% right about that. I used to live in Myrtle Beach Station. You got my Myrtle Beach hat. We lived in South Carolina for almost 10 years. And the story behind that is when my husband and I first got together. I was married before I had an ex. When I was with my ex, we didn't do anything. We didn't go anywhere. Like, I was more or less, he was happy if I was just barefoot and pregnant, that bull crap. Well, when I met my current husband, he said, have you ever been to Myrtle Beach? And I'm like, yeah, right. So he took me to Myrtle Beach. We loved the beach. I had a good time. We started loving South Carolina. We decided, okay, you know what? We think we want to find a house, move there. Well, the kids and I were all excited about that, and we moved down there. Grass is not always greener on the other side. We enjoyed the time that we had down there. But for as beautiful as a state as South Carolina is, it can also be an ugly state. I'm not going to try to bash them though, because every state has their ugliness about them, but it just wasn't for us, and we missed Pennsylvania and we wanted to move back, so here we are. All free stuff. And I know. I'm hoping sometime in the future, either or both of our channels, that we can get sponsors. Gabrielle and I had already contacted like Timu and what was it? What you tried Shane. We're trying to get couple people to try to do and give us stuff that, and then sponsor us, so that maybe we could get stuff, but we're not at that point yet. Gabriella, you need to be doing some talking. I know.
I'm trying to figure this out.
They're going to get sick of me. They're going to say, "Can anybody talk but her?" I think it's
Love you. Shut up.
they love you too, and they want to hear your beautiful. Angelina, you need to tell her to sing. Abby, tell her to sing. Linda already told her to sing.
No.
This girl's got a beautiful voice. She needs to sing.
Whoa.
Angelina, if we meet up, when we meet up, she has to sing. Yes. I can always pull out that videotape you made at Hershey Park.
You don't have it. I have the disc hidden.
No, you don't.
I do.
Do you really?
I have the disc.
Where did you find it at?
Don't worry about it.
You made your grandmother cry with that one.
No, it was pidgey. It wasn't good.
It doesn't matter. You sang it, girl. You belted those notes out.
It wasn't.
She's got a beautiful voice. We will have to come this summer. We'll have to make plans, Angelina. I'm trying to still get that stupid contract out to those people too. And I have a Chromebook, and I hate Chromebooks with a passion. I hate that computer. And my husband said he's going to let me use his because I need to get these contracts out so I can start arranging these investigations and stuff and that for some good people like you, Angelina, and you probably Willa, and whoever else wants to come on and see this place.
Did you see what Linda said?
What did Linda say? She might need to say. See, Linda gets it.
Messed up, man.
Linda gets it. Abby, tell everybody that Gabriella's got a beautiful voice. Abby can vouch for it. Abby, for those who don't know, is Red Rose Gaming on here. That is Abby. And she can vouch for her sister's voice. Yeah.
No.
See, Abby even said sing, 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 sing.
No.
She does. She does. See?
No.
Well, thank you, Angelina. I contacted Beverly back and see if we could go back to the Johnston house. If you noticed on that video, the lady that would assume most of the talk in there, she is, the administrator there. And we allowed her, where normally we ask the questioning, and that we allowed her to do all the talking because she says she can see the spirits and stuff and that she has the ability. And they were all around her, so we let her ask the questions and stuff. But we want to go and we want to conduct it with us asking, since hopefully the spirits are familiar with us. Abby just subbed you.
I think she just subbed to her. I think that's Abby just subbed. Yeah.
Okay. I was so happy to get rid of my Chromebook. So I hate that thing with a passion, Angelina. That thing, I wanted to go on there. Now, the contract that I'm making between me and this gentleman, this business, it's just a simple, basic contract. And my Chromebook is saying, you don't have enough space. You can't do this. You can't do that. Well, you know what I can do is I can pick up that Chromebook and throw it up against the wall.
The Chromebook, though.
But it isn't, but still, it's driving me crazy. And then the one for the investigations and that's going to be, I'm not going to go to the extent that Nunez did for the Conjuring House and all that. You can't do this, you can't do that, and blah, 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 and I can take your video and all this crap. It'll be a longer contract, but it will spell out. I do not want, unless it's somebody that we really, really know, nobody by themselves going in there. We want at least 2 people to tour or investigate, and there will be a 5 to 6 hour stint, or there will be an overnight stint, and then we have to do the pricing and all that. So I'm gonna have to do that if that's what we have to check. I think that Chromebook has a USB port, which I think they all do. I don't know. I'm not tech savvy like that, but that's what I might have to get a, USB port for it so that if I want to do, especially if we are going to have this partnership going on, I'm going to have documents that I'm going to need to print out, write up, and receipts and all this stuff. So I have to have something that's going to work in my favor. I used to sing the school choir, but over years they moved me out of the building. Gabriella sang in the school choir too, and we was trying to talk her into doing a solo, and she said no. But her music teacher, the chorus teacher, heard her voice and said, "Oh my gosh, Gabby, you've got the pipes on you, girl." And she will not come out and sing, so we have to get her over this. If you need help, let me know. I can get contracts done. And oh, I might be needing you there, Miss Angelina, because I'll tell you what, I need to get these out. The quicker I get it out, maybe the quicker we have to go inside of the building because the building, nobody's been in it for over a year now. So we have to check the entire building out to see what areas are still safe to investigate and what areas that we have to tape off or put posters and signs up saying you cannot enter this area. But once we go in there and get all that done, then we can start setting up. But we need to get there to see the building first. But these contracts, he wants me to get them to him. I probably will definitely need your help then, Angelina, if you're willing to do that. I love you, girl, and I appreciate any help that you can give. That would be wonderful. Do you have my email address? So you're the only one that knows what this is, Angelina, and are you excited about that? Then is that a place that you have wanted to investigate? Isn't Ryan able to contact us?
She didn't say anything else. Oh, she's typing now.
Can't she can type into her and tell her that we will still show her clip and tell her we have dimension.
She never got the link.
That's weird. That's weird. Um, are you going to do a video about the location? Yes, yes. Actually, Angelina, when this all gets set up, and I'm keeping fingers crossed that nothing bad goes, that we absolutely get this, and because right now it's looking good. Um, we want to do a video setting up the location. We want to somewhere down the line, depending on how quickly we can get this started, I would like to set up some kind of a big event there to draw people in to let them know that the place is open for investigations again and stuff like that. So, yeah, I we will definitely be doing stuff like that. And I would love if you can be doing a live there. I want to be in the background somewhere at least watching you do your live. So.
How did she get that link?
Yeah, that was rather creepy. What we was wondering when you guys took off, what was going on. That guy was like that. I'm just glad that he didn't do anything or come up and approach you guys or anything like that. Tell him to fly me. I will stay with you all. Well, geez, who knows? Who knows? I don't know what his plans are going to be because he's located, I think he said Arizona.
Yeah.
What did she?
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
I said weird. I said it twice.
Did you tell her that we hold on just a second here because I'm going to type her. Gabriella, you can continue talking.
What am I supposed to say?
Whatever you want to say. They want to hear you. They don't want to hear me. Talk about Angelina's cemetery thing. Something. Be nice to people. Don't be afraid, Gabriella. Tell her. Tell her.
I just don't want to sing. That's not happening. Mm-mm. I don't sing in front of people. I sing behind the curtains, in the shower, in my bedroom by myself. There's no way you'll get me to sing in front of you. Unless I have like a blindfold on and somebody tells me I'm a my cat, I don't know why he's so spoiled. I totally don't spoil him or anything. He's really shedding. Like, he's getting rid of all his. He's getting rid of all of his winter fur, and he's shedding a lot.
Okay. Sorry about that. I just wanted to tell her, since she couldn't call up and come on, that we did tell people, to leave, that she's got activity going on in her house, that we vouch for that because we've been there, done that. She's got activity. Matter of fact, for anybody that I think conscious, you weren't here for the last one. When I did the Estes method in her house, Gabrielle and I talked about when you go in the Estes method, we both know how to like just totally obliterate everything around you, which you're supposed to do. And we can get to the point where we actually feel like our body is like floating and we're going into a different plane. I was at that point and I could see a dark shadow approaching me to the left. And I don't know what that shadow was going to do, but it looked like just as he was about either to touch me or walk by me or whatever he was going to do, Ryan, which is the lady of the house that we investigated, she got touched on her left shoulder or arm, and she kind of like left out like a scream, and they come over and tap me out. So I don't know what would have happened at that time if I wouldn't have got tapped out, but we can verify she has activity in that house. So when are you all going to start doing podcasts? I don't know. I don't know.
That's a good question.
Um,
It's been hectic lately, so we figured instead of doing podcasts, because we don't really have time to edit or just like upload, so go live.
yeah, Gabriella would have to be in charge of that because I'm stupid when it comes to that stuff. I'm not afraid to say that. I'm old. I don't know this kind of stuff. I like being part of it, and it's exciting that technology is the way it is, and we can do this type of form even. But she would have to get into that and say, "Mom, this is how we do it," and stuff like that. So, yeah, well, Angelina, we're almost at the point where we're going to have to put in AC because it's been really, really hot here. So.
You want us to do a live podcast?
A live podcast.
I mean, we could do that.
All we need to do is when and where.
Here. Sometime.
We can do that. Do you know how to do it?
It's just like this, except it's a podcast instead of.
Hey, set it up. We're willing. I feel like sometimes we bore our people. Like, what we boring you? Oh, you guys want her to talk more too, don't you? Are you tired of hearing me talk? I won't be offended. Seriously. My mom is 90 and I taught her. Oh, thank you. Well, I know I say that I'm stupid. I'm very smart. And I know that if somebody sets down anything involving the computer, I was out of school for 20 years and I went back to the college and I learned how to use computers and everything. So I know I could pick it up if somebody sat down with me and taught me. I'm just at the age right now, I really don't give a shit. I just want somebody else to do it for me and I'll be part of it, to be honest with you, because I just got too much stuff going on. And it's just, I don't know. But Gabriella will figure it out. See my boo-boos there from the dog, Angelina, and everybody. That was from the other night when I was all band-aid up. They're healing. They're waiting for them to do it again. Join network and share lives. There will be more viewers, and you can also share or go live on our Facebook. There you go, Gabriella. Right there. What Angelina just said. And she gave the link.
Okay.
These lives are very. Oh, thank you, Linda. Thank you. We try to be enjoyable, but I gotta ask people because there was. I don't want to bash. I don't. Anybody familiar with Daz? He's from England. Because I don't even know how to begin this. Gabriella, you go, and then I'll jump.
Wait, hold on one Michael of a second. You guys can still see us. I know that.
Gabriella's messing with buttons again, Linda. Linda, Tower.
No worries. I know what I'm doing this time.
Well, while she's messing with buttons, I'll go into the Daz thing. I like Daz. The girls introduced me to him, and he's entertaining.
Don't worry about that.
But we noticed recently that there's just something about him that he's gotten to the point where he's kind of making fun of people, and he's kind of made fun of like disabled people, and he kind of his body shamed in that. Now, I don't know. I know he's not. How can I say it? Watching him, I want to believe that it's just the dark humor side of him, and he's really not trying to bash or diss anybody. But it's kind of starting to get disturbing when you watch him that every one of his shows now, he's kind of targeting that same group. He can't find humor or something else, and he's kind of targeting the same group. Conscious, you ask all the questions you want, and if we can't answer between me, Abby, and Abby is Red Rose, which is my other daughter. If we can't answer, or Linda can't answer, or Willa's in here, she can't answer, Angelina definitely could answer. So there's somebody here that can definitely answer any questions you want to throw at us. You're more than welcome. That's what we like about these lives, because we can interact with you and answer your questions. So just throw them at us. Angelina, when are you going to have your next video out? I check my phone, I don't know how many times a day, saying, okay, does Angelina have a new video? Okay, does Emily have a new video? Okay, does Patty have a new video? I check it like probably every hour upon the hour to see which one of you ladies have a new video coming out. But we were talking about that place. Yeah, if I can get down there, if I can get this contract, this basic contract between us and him out soon, maybe we can get this set up where we can check out the place to see how bad it is, and then the bigger contract and lives and different things like that. Maybe Angelina, then I can. You would know more about that stuff, because I want Gabriella. We both have to go too and see how we're going to do the pricing and that on it, because there will be the tours, which the tours will probably, depending on how much space is available in there yet, we will probably have like 1 hour tours, and then we will have the 5 to 6 hour investigation and the overnight. So maybe Sunday, or I will do a live. We have a busy week next week with Penhurst. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Oh, I didn't know you. Oh, I forgot about the tunnel thing. What about the devil's chair thing? Did you decide what you were going to do about that? Gabriella's face is right there. Gabby goes, hey, sister, can you be any closer to the camera? At least she's not close and picking her nose, though, Abby.
Exactly.
See? I'm so jealous of the Penhurst. I'm just hoping my bucket list, I'm hoping that once we get on our feet and we can actually afford places to go, that maybe we can get Penhurst before they tear it down. So, make sure you get tour guides who do not tell their experiences. Yeah. Actually, Angelina, when we set this up, the members of Lurking Spirits will be the tour guides. Each member will be the tour guide for each day. There'll be one of us that'll be rotating to be the tour guide. So we pretty much know the history of the building as it is, but we will all practice or well, you don't really need to practice, just pretty much say what you know what's going on. They're keeping 4 buildings. Oh, really? So are they going to be are those the ones that just they're going to make into apartments and that, or are they going to be ones that they're going to allow people to investigate in? I'm going to need your help a lot, Angelina. We're going to need your help.
It's like it won't.
I'm conscious we don't have anything set up for any donations or anything right now, unless you're talking about Angelina's channel. If you want to, Angelina definitely has stuff set up. You can help. She's getting her studio and that set up. So we're hoping as we progress here with our lives, and then if we do get into the podcast and stuff like that, that eventually we will be able to set up, because we need some more equipment, and the equipment that we're more in dire need of is a microphone for here, a better computer for our editing and for our videos when we're putting them out, and things like that. I mean, we could always use better cameras too for investigating, but right now we need to focus on the equipment for this. So we're hoping that as we grow, maybe we can set up that where we can start taking donations and stuff. So
Yeah, I disabled it for a second, but sorry. I was just checking something. I was trying to do the live replay thing, but
that is disabled, but PayPal info and description or Cashapp.
Yeah, I can put do you have a Cashapp?
You do though.
Do you have PayPal?
No, I don't have any one of those.
I have Cashapp.
You do. I mean, that's up to you if you want to start that, because anything like it's funny because a lot of people, with the
I could put my Cashapp in the description if you guys want to.
We need a new computer desperately and a better mic. I want one of those fancy ones.
A PO box, and you guys wanted to send us stuff to, like as support or whatever.
But
we could do that. But we
had a special button for Gabriella to play with. Yeah, Angelina's the cash ass. Yeah, no, it's not cash ass. No, we're not going to go there.
No, that sounds like a completely different site. We're not doing that.
No cash asses. No. That goes to a whole different thing, which I'm pretty sure that we will be banned from, and there'll be very big restrictions on it. But Cash App, Gabriella, that's up to you. I mean, if people are willing to help out, and that would be super fantastic. But then again, we're not begging or anything like that. That's, I'm going to say it, and I know Gabriella agrees. Actually, it's loud. We love our fan base so much. We started on our own. We've had such great input and support from people like Angelina and Emmy and Patty, Willa, Linda. You're coming on. You're big conscious. You just joined, and we love all of you. We cannot thank you for the appreciation and support that you've that you've given us and the encouragement that you have given us to continue and to keep doing what we're doing and to go in other avenues. So with your support and your love, I think we're going to get there eventually. I mean, it doesn't matter if we have one viewer, if we have a million. We love all of you, each and every one of you in the same way. Like, you guys are totally awesome. So, but we ain't going to go to that cash ass thing because that's just not going to go in the right direction.
That
You can do that. That's
it's not supporting.
so. Then do just real talk, and then just W/VNG or something like that. Para-unity. What is para-unity? That's the other, like I said, we're really learning a lot of this stuff. I agree with you. Women need to stand together in life and in this field. It's sad because I hate to say it. I've watched, and we're going to start talking about that too. I've watched all these groups, these teams from the beginning, and I've noticed as I've watched, I find the women investigators more thorough, more more considerate, more respectful to the team and to the spirits both. And I'm going to go back to, I love Jason Hawes and them. I love Paranormal Stay and that. But when you get to Kindred Spirits, who do I love in Kindred Spirits? I love Amy. I'm not saying I don't love Adam, but she's very down to earth. She has that way of connection. Michelle Ballinger, the psychic that they take a lot, I love her. She just has that connection about her. And, what is on, oh, that's your head. I don't know what is on there. That's your head. You had your head bent down like this. I don't know what I say. And so I'm just finding that there she's with buttons again.
No.
Amy has a crazy story. What do you know what it is?
Edit this. Edit the description.
Is it good things or bad things, Angelina? Because I know when she was with Taps, do you remember it was Donna that was with Taps? Maybe you can give me a little info on it because I haven't found any research on her. Donna used to be with Taps, and I believe at one point of Taps she left, but she had like Crohn's or something like that, Crohn's disease, or she was having some kind of a medical issue, I think, and she left for a while. But then all the rumors and that was going around that there was more to the story than just health issues. I can't say. I met her 7 years ago, and let's say I don't know if it's a doctor because I got a big heart on there. Can't get rid of that. You're gonna have to fill me in, Angelina. You can't just leave me up in the air like
What
that.
does it say? What?
I gotta wait until the heart gets out of the way.
What are you looking at?
Where's it at? Maybe.
You said Amy has a crazy story. I
Yeah.
know some things about her smack my head. I can't say sorry.
Yeah.
I met her 7 years ago, and let's say I do not believe her.
Oh, really? See, it didn't show up on my phone. I had to wait till she was done messing with buttons. Do not know about Donna, but I can check. Yeah, if you can find out, because I'm curious about her too, because the funny thing about it is all these members were all on Taps. And it kind of, now it's all kind of, it's almost like all the pieces are starting to fall into place. And it's kind of like my curiosity is piqued. And I want to do a lot of research myself, which, we do, but to try to make time for research and for those investigations. And then I hate saying the same thing over and over, puppies and all that. I want to find out more on that stuff because there's a lot of stuff now. It seems like it's kind of all adding up. It's almost like a domino, like this person down, and it's kind of like all the dominoes are toppling over.
Now, our description should have just a Cashapp.
See, that's how I gathered that she did have a rough life, but I don't know too much about that.
I think it's got to do its
This
thing.
update, yeah. So, but yeah. Few fakers on text channels. What's that?
No, don't. That's Discord. Don't worry about it.
Oh, there she goes with it on tab. That was the room why Dustin left the team and then became a pastor. I didn't know that Dustin became a pastor. Where have I been at? I did not know that. But that's the thing, Angelina. That's what I've been saying. All of these people have been leaving. It was like if you look at Zach Bagans and Ghost Adventures, like, well, it's obvious why all of his team's been leaving, but it kind of all adds up now. And like I said, it's like it's all fallen into place and making sense now to me. See, I like Amy. That's sad, but I always kind of wondered about, it's just, she just seems like she's so sweet and so in tune to and passionate about what she's doing that, I don't know. It's just,
You said her life story was Amy was forced into this by her family. That's sad.
I would not be surprised. I mean, yeah, that does nothing surprises me at all anymore. I think deep down in my soul, Steve and Tango are fake. I question. I don't know. I'm not gonna. I don't know about Tango. But Steve has been kind of. I've been getting question marks surrounding Steve. So I do agree with you on that. But see, here we are. This is the whole topic that we started with begin with. Here we are. We can talk like this and we can say we suspect this and we suspect bashing any of them. And that's fine, Conscious. We're going to be here for probably a little bit yet. So we can respectfully question mark some of the stuff, but we're not on here bashing them and saying bad things and body shaming and saying, this and that. This whole thing between Zach Bagans and Ghost Adventures and then this whole ordeal that started with Cody and Sidori just opened up such a big bag of worms for the whole paranormal community. And it's kind of like now when you go and investigate and you're honest and you want to put out a good video for your audience and you're in the back of your mind is, okay, who's going to come and say something stupid about what we're doing when we know we're being honest to everybody, we're doing what we're passionate about, who's going to come out and target us next? I agree, Linda. Women do seem to be more caring. Didn't Steve date? I think he did, Angelina. I think he did. I'm sure there's a whole story behind that too, because she's not there all the time anymore. I don't think when they're investigating, she's kind of like, I think like a guest or something. I don't know. We are just talking about the rumors. We're just women being gossipers like women do, just doing our thing. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. We know that there's a lot of fakes out there. And I think that's why I love people like Angelina and Emmy and Patty that's giving smaller groups like us a chance to come up in the community and show people that, there are people that are still passionate about this field, and they go out and they're Angelina, you did it on your graveyard one. You debunked pretty much, what was going on there. You had some equipment going off, and you pretty much debunked your own stuff, and you said, I really didn't catch anything. Even though there was a couple things there, you might have been able to say, hey,
Conscious said, do spirit boxes really work?
I don't know what Angelina, you can jump in. Willa, if you're still here, you can jump in. Anybody else? Delightful Jokers on. Hi, Delightful. Welcome to our forum here. I don't like the spirit box when it's just used as the spirit box. I'm still a little skeptical about that, even though I've seen things happen with it and heard words come out. I like the spirit box when it's used with the Estes method, because you have the headphones on, and you don't hear anything around you. You can be in a different area in the room, so you can't hear any outside voices and that, and you can really get, excuse me, what's coming through to you. The people asking the questions, you can find out if it correlates, if it makes any sense or not. And that kind of will really tell, like, hey, is this legit or is this just bullshit? Like I said, in our Johnston house one, there was something happened when I was doing the Estes method. And I can't go into detail out of respect to the person that was there, but it correlated. What I said correlated right to the T. So yeah, I believe in the spirit box, but I prefer it when you use it for the Estes method. Excuse me, I got that tickle in my throat. If you can't get repeated responses, then I believe that's when spirit boxes work. But I love the Estes method. You just have the repetitive. And that's how we are. Like I know you really don't like the flashlight method. We believe in it because we've had responses, but that's the whole valid point, and that's what we agree with you 100% on. Is if we do something, we like to ask the same question, or we like to see if we can get the same response at least twice. If you get it like a third time and you get the same response, then that has to be something. You have to put a big question mark above it, like, am I really communicating? But if it just happens randomly, no, no, you have to kind of toss it.
The thing with the spirit box too is you have to set it up right. Some people like when it's forward, but you get radio channels in there, and some people don't know how to distinguish what's a radio channel and what might be a spirit. So what most people do is they have it playing on backwards. That way, if there's a word that comes through forward, you will know that it's a spirit coming through, because you can't fake that.
Well, it's like somebody brought up with the record. Some of the records that they used to say that they put subliminal messages on, and you do it backwards. Yeah, somebody said that, and it's just AM reverse. Yeah. I was reading. You use 100. I was looking up on a site that I don't know, but they said anywhere between 100 and 200. So I kind of like it a little bit higher than the 100, but yeah, I agree with you 100%. That's the best way to do it. And Conscious, to answer your question, how does the Estes method work? You use that spirit box. You have headphones connected to it, either wireless. We don't have wireless right now. Ours is wired, but they are no sound. You can't hear any sound. And you have that radio frequency on, and if somebody is away from you and you hear that white noise and that coming from there, somebody's away from you and they ask questions, and you see what comes through the spirit box via your headphones, and then you say out loud exactly what what you're hearing. Sometimes some of the words that come out aren't that nice. Like we've heard curse when Gabriella's bedroom when we had stuff come out of there that like there was a jerk that was in her room. He come out, he called us assholes. He belittled the women in there. Like he was just one of those.
Felt that he was a wealthy man, and to make himself feel better about himself, well, that was redundant. Anyways, to make himself feel better, he kind of, he would belittle women, and he would say, like, he would kind of make them theirs. He would try to make them his, and it was
Say some very inappropriate remarks, and he would kind of talk to women.
Take over that person, like they weren't a person, like they were like an animal, or like they were not human, and he tried taking over them. He was like,
very belittling.
You're worthless, but I'm gonna keep you, like, type of thing. It was weird. But
Yeah, he was just, it was bad. I don't know the last time. I don't remember what our spirit box was set on. I don't know if it was on 100 or what. I think it might have been a little higher than 100. I'm not sure, but so you like it on, well, you've had stuff on that, so it obviously works for you at that speed. We're going like, so we're doing our investigation tomorrow. We'll try it on that speed, see if maybe it's a little clearer, a little bit better for us. Yeah, Abby, you're right. He was very entitled and he was very dominant. He was very, oh, don't you get scared at times?
Oh, yeah.
Conscious. You weren't on the last live we did on Monday. We were talking about where we were just a few minutes ago. Gabriella, why don't you talk and explain that plane and what can happen and how scary it can get?
I don't know if you were in here earlier when we were talking about how on the other live, that we were talking about the Estes method in my old room, and how if you really clear your mind, if you like completely clear it and you go into the Estes method, and you're maybe a little bit sensitive, or you have abilities that maybe you've woken but not completely, you go into this plane of where it almost feels like the static from the Estes method stops, but you almost see the static, or at least for me, that's how it was for me. You would see the static, but
if that makes sense, and it does.
Yeah, if it makes any sense. But you have a blindfold on, so you're not supposed to see anything. But you feel like you're like floating out of your body. You feel like you're like gonna go somewhere else. And so you kind of have to like, what I do is I like grip onto the chair, or I like move around a little bit to like remind myself, hey, I'm still here. Don't go anywhere else. It gets really scary when you get to that point where you're kind of like, I guess, in between worlds. You're in between this world and the spirit world.
That's what it feels like anyhow, right?
And you're like slowly floating up to the spirit world. It sounds absolutely crazy, I know, but it is the scariest feeling to have.
It really is, and I experienced the same thing, and it almost feels like when you feel like your body's leaving off where you're setting, like you're like feel like you're floating, but you can see yourself yet sitting on that chair. You can still see yourself sitting on the chair, but you're like no longer there, and it's like everything turns gray. And like she said, if you can explain what static would look like, that's kind of how that, like, pixelated or cloudy, however
I describe it is like if you see an old TV screen, you know how it's staticky, and it has like that weird text when you touch the screen, it's like that weird static.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking at. You're looking at that weird static, and it feels weird because as you're like in that plane, you're like floating. It feels like you're about to leave your entire body on the ground. It's so freaking weird.
Definitely can get lost doing that. Yeah. And I think that's what the problem is, Angelina. Like when Gabrielle and I done it, we weren't like
We weren't quick about it.
We normally we do limit where like maybe 10, 15 minutes, but in her bedroom, there was times that we went longer than that. And I think that's when we had went to that plane and it's so scary. I think if they wouldn't have pulled me out of the Estes method at Ryan's house, the lady that was trying to come on tonight, um, I don't know what was going to happen because that shadow was right there. I could see that shadow. It was a guy, and I could see him approaching me. And that, ironically, was when Ryan yelled out that she got touched, and Abby tapped me out. It was real, it gets real creepy.
And we were talking about also conscious uh when Jack Osborne was on, what show was that? The Osbournes?
I don't know. I don't know if it was on Osborne's or Portals to Hell. I
It
don't
wasn't
know.
on Portals to Hell. It was one of the new Osborne things. He brought his mother on an investigation, and she's not really a believer. She's
She's a big skeptic.
a very big skeptic, and she didn't think she had any abilities. Well, he left her in the room by herself, even though the owner told him not to do that because whatever's in that room usually goes to the women. He forgot about that. He left his mom in the room with the Estes method on, and she's saying words, and all of a sudden she like goes like this, and then she has her head back, and she's like dead. Like she's not moving, she's not breathing, she's nothing. So he comes back, and they don't know what happened to her, but she was gone for the amount of time you should be dead. Completely. You should be announced dead. They took her to the hospital. She somehow miraculously lived, and they didn't find anything wrong with her. It's like something in the Estes method took over her and made her just completely like limp.
Now, do you feel tingly? I've not ever felt tingly, but I felt strange. There was times I almost felt like the only way I could say this, like, as if I felt like as if my soul was going to leave my body or something. I don't know how to explain it. It's just it's a real weird feeling because you can
watch Harry Potter and then you see the Dementors and just like sucking the face and soul out of the person. That's kind of what it feels like.
It's real. It is.
Except it's like your whole body. It's not just your face. It's like.
And Linda says, how did you guys learn how to do that? I don't know if you mean getting to that plane. Like, we didn't learn how to do it. It just kind of.
I think she meant,
or this,
how we learned how to do that.
How did I don't know. I think it just came natural for us. Like,
we watched a bunch of investigators throughout our lifetime, and we saw everybody doing the Estes method. We're like, okay, this makes sense. Let's actually see if it works. And so we did kind of like a little experiment on our own. We had, in my old bedroom, there was weird shit happening all the time. I had covers pulled off of me, things whispering in my ears, like just weird shit. So one day we were like, okay, let's do an experiment in here. You ask the questions, I have the headphones on and a blindfold, and it's up loud. It's up really loud, so you can't hear anything in the outside world. So you are saying whatever you hear that's coming through on the spirit box to the person who's asking the questions. If it's an immediate response or anything that has to do with what that person asks, obviously we're taking it like, hey, it's answering back. And if it keeps on happening, then you're like, okay, well, yeah, this can't be a coincidence. So we kind of learned from other people, but we also did our own like experiment to figure out if we could do it right and if we could figure out how to do it. But the more that we did it, the more we started to reach that plane.
Yeah. Abby says, didn't Chip tell him not to let her in there alone too? He did.
Yeah, Chip, not the owner.
Yeah, Chip Coffee. He did tell Jack. He says, whatever you do, do not let her go in there alone. I don't think Jack was actually going to, but Sharon said, no, I want to go in there. Sharon wanted to do that, which
I don't think so. I don't think that any of them remembered. Because I'm pretty sure when he was editing it and he said in the episode, he was like, Chip told us not to go in there or not to let anybody alone in that room. But we completely forgot about that part and kind of made like a joke.
well, I mean, he could have said forgot about it, but I'm pretty sure that was
I have to rewatch it.
Rewatch it, definitely.
back.
Yeah, definitely, we'll watch it. To be honest with you, Angelina, I'm kind of skeptical about um a lot of them there. I'm not saying I like.
I don't know if I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to.
No. Go ahead.
If I believe Kelly's abilities.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I kind of I like the way they investigate, but Jack, I don't want to say because I'm not a basher. I don't even know how to come out and say it. Angelina, you know what I'm talking about. There and question marks arise as you're watching it, and you don't normally catch them maybe on the first video, second video there, but as you start watching videos and too many things started happening coincidentally a lot, then you kind of, with Sharon, she's a big skeptic. She doesn't believe in stuff. I know even Chip said, well, unless he's in on it, that she was taken to the hospital, she had to get medical, because it did make it was all over the news when that happened. I'm on the fence. It was like the Cody and Satori thing. When you first started seeing them, the first couple times, you're like, damn, that's pretty cool. Like, I wish I could do that. What's going on here? That's a pretty good gift. But then as you're watching them, you start getting those red flags going. And there you said ratings. And that's sad because I noticed a lot of these people, once they're on the YouTube and the TikTok and that, and they go to that where they're making actual shows out of it, it seems like, okay, hey, we need to keep our ratings. Exactly what happened to Zach Bagans. I think in Zach's earlier years, even though he's conceited as hell, he actually was an investigator. But when it started getting to his head and making his ego bigger than what it already is, he needed those ratings. He was going to do whatever he could get those ratings.
Yeah, it could be staged all for just publicity stunts. It could be. We're not saying like it's.
Yeah,
we're not saying that it's not. But we are saying that it is kind of weird how it didn't look like she was acting. It really didn't. If Sharon on that episode was acting, she needs a freaking Grammy right now or is it Grammy?
Grammy, whatever.
Whatever the acting thing is.
It is, and I really did.
Oh yeah,
Project Fear named it that. Like everybody knows it, and I think that's where this whole discussion tonight is. From that coming out, it kind of like put it kind of put a burr. Is that the proper word? Into the whole paranormal community, that now everything anybody does, they're going to be looked over with a fine-tooth comb to see if they're doing something they shouldn't do. My whole thing behind all of this, and especially this live tonight, was it's easy for all of us to say so and so might be faking it, and that, Angela, and I know you agree that, but unless you're actually there or you have proof or you can do your research and there's too many coincidences, then just okay. But then when you cross that line into when you're targeting, okay, I'm trying to debunk them, and then you start getting into the personal aspect about it, then that's where it's getting really awful, and it is affecting all of us good people, like everybody that's on here watching us tonight. All of you are totally good people, but it's that Cody and Satori thing is affecting all of us as a community, and it's taking his own.
The thing about that whole video is they were not only on chairs, they were on metal chairs on a wooden floor in a place they've been before and they know the history about, with a 360 camera that's barely showing them. It's like a goldfish eye view.
And the funny thing is, this church where Abby and Gabrielle got married. No,
that is my sister. It's not Sweet Home Alabama.
I knew I was going to say some stupid ass shit tonight, and that was Cashapp. And now where Abby and Chase got married. It's beautiful church. Like I said, we're going to investigate tomorrow, but it was turned into a community center. It was funny because when Abby was in the room getting ready for her big appearance, I was able to do with my foot on the wooden floor there and replicate that exact same sound. So it's what is on your mind, Mom? Abby, you went here today. You saw the stress that I went under. That Pennsylvania tax thing alone, I'm surprised that I can even say anything that makes any sense tonight.
Whose idea was it? I think it was Jason Hawes. He wanted to prove that Cody and Satori was not faking it, so he posted it on his channel to prove that they weren't faking it, but it was more of a, this shows absolutely fucking nothing.
Well, I love, too, that Julie was saying you can't debunk from a video, and I still cracked up over that because she said you can't debunk through a video, but they're showing a video for all the debunkers to watch to show that they're legit. So if you can't debunk a video, then why are you showing a video to say you can't debunk? You would think that you would have people that don't know Cody or Satori or DaCosta or any of them, somebody that nobody knows there, that, or Kenny Biddle, somebody there that can give an honest opinion and say, yeah, look, they're not doing anything. We have a close-up of their ankles. We have a close-up of their toes. We have a close-up of their wrists. This thing just came out recently that they went to the wrist and you could see, and eye contact. You could see Cody giving signals to Satori when to do taps or whatever the heck they were doing. When's the pet cemetery coming? We want to go there. I got it when we drove past that place. It didn't look like there was too many headstones and that for the pets and that over there. Of course, it's a pet cemetery. I don't know what kind of, I guess what you would put, but I'd like to stop there and seeing if we can do that. We were going to this Sunday maybe go up to the regular cemetery in the daytime and see if we can do maybe. I
thought that it was either Jason's idea or the other guy. What was his name? The one that I always pronounce wrong.
Ken DaCosta.
I thought that it was his idea, but I guess
they're all jerks. I'm sorry. I like Julie. I really. I don't want to get in trouble for saying. I literally, some of the stupid things that came out of that woman's mouth. I'm not violent. I'm not threatening. So please, if any moles would be happen to watch and whatever the case may be, I just sometimes would like to reach over and bitch slap all three of them that was there, like and Cody and Satori, so all of them. Just because they make themselves look so ridiculous, and they want people to believe them, but they're not doing anything to make themselves believable. Yeah. So it gets,
they're totally not faking videos, are making it more obvious that they're probably faking.
Hi, Pee-wee.
I pushed his face.
Julie is just a person that gets taken advantage of. That's what it looked like on there. And then she made stupid comments to go along with what the guys and what Cody and Satori did. It just that made everybody look bad. That video, instead of helping them, it really made them look more ridiculous than what they were before, in my opinion. I mean, there were so many good caliber people that made suggestions that they could have done to make themselves look more credible so that they could prove themselves legit. And they just, it's like they went backwards instead of forward by making that video. Many people on Ken's team are weak-minded people.
It's sad, but it is true.
Yeah, it's I don't know, but we were getting on the subject of Daz before. It's true. It's true. And Gabrielle,
I didn't poop them. It wasn't me.
yep, it
I
wasn't
didn't do it this time.
I think Gabrielle and I sometime we kind of started on our one video. We did that little Cody and Satori thing. We're kind of trying to plan on doing a little, maybe not necessarily Cody and Satori, but like a little parody, making fun of some certain people. maybe Zach. Like
We were gonna do one of these times. We're gonna do like a Halloween spoof or something of Zach Beggins down in our basement or something. But we're kind of contemplating because they're rude people. They're very rude.
it's been done over. There's a lot. Everybody makes fun of him. They seem to have fixed ideas and can't contemplate. I agree, Linda. They do. They prey on the weak, people who have no life and friends. No, it's not just your opinion, Angelina. A lot of people agree with you. That's 100% true. That's exactly what they're doing. And getting back to what I said before, it's making the whole community look bad. And when everybody has to start questioning everybody on what they're doing, anybody or their brother goes on to an investigation, you get somebody jumping and say, "Oh, look, there's another group of fakers again. Look at this shit. Oh, they think that the spear box is working. Oh, yeah, EMF reader. Yeah, that boy. Yeah, the EMF detector. Yeah, that's really, yeah, those lights. That could be anything." It's just getting to the point that I just I wish this was all over with, because I know when we go on our investigations, and Angelina, we saw yours the other night. We know how serious you are too. You want to go, we're passionate about it, and we want to conduct an investigation where we know what we debunk, we threw out, that we know that it wasn't anything, and that if we do catch something, and even if we believe that we caught it, and we have every reason to think that somebody's not going to jump and say, "Oh no, it's," I mean, debunkers, and that's okay, but there's a certain point where you stop too, and unless you're there with that person, don't jump to completely to the conclusion yet. So,
Hi, Angelina.
no, you're good, Angelina. I appreciate. I mean, it is 11:30 already, well, almost. And once again, we love you, and thank you so much for showing up again. One night, if we can figure this out, we want to have you on live. We want to have you as a guest on here, so we can actually see your face and not the words.
We could post the invite link in the description, but I think what it does, it has the host say if that person can come in. So if we don't recognize the name,
I don't understand this, so. Thank you, Angelina. You have a good night. We will catch you again. We'll be looking forward to your next video. We'll be doing our investigation tomorrow night. Abby will start editing on Monday, and we'll have it out by next Saturday. And then we're going to do a live the following Monday about what we got or what we didn't get on that investigation. So we will catch you. I watch constantly to see if you're coming out with something. So you have a good night. Is there any other questions that anybody want to ask one of us?
for both of us.
That's what I said, one of us.
One of us,
both
or
of us. Yeah, well, you know what I mean, something. Let's schedule something for after next week. I will join. Sounds good. We'll do that. We'll do that. Just let us know. You tell us when it's good for you, because it's good for us anytime. We can pretty much just jump in unless something comes up. We're pretty much open anytime. Okay, we'll see you, Angelina. You have a good night. Anybody else want to say anything or have
Any
feelings?
more paranormal questions? Any more just normal questions? Like maybe you want to get to know us or my cat?
He's asleep. Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to be ending here before long because we've been on for a while, but if we'll be more than happy to answer. How often do you investigate?
Every
It hasn't been too often lately. Um, it's we if it was up to us, we would like to investigate every week. If we could get something in like every Saturday, that would be wonderful. Um, I would say I would like us not to go any less than at least one investigation a month, but it just depends on what we can set up and how fast we can get something set up because right now we don't have the funds to go to these where you have to pay a lot of money to places that we've been going to. They've just mainly been asking for donations or they want to know if there's something in their building for sure to verify claims, so they let us in. I want to know more about Pee Wee, his sleeping habits. Does he like his pillow? Abby, you're crazy. Oh, and what was that? Glad I'm not the only one who does that. Diane does what? Like, what did I miss? Slurping coffee?
I don't know what you did.
That was on the bottom of the cup, so I don't know if that's what you.
I was. Oh, you mean like I don't know.
Like that? This? Like. I throat did gurgle on that last one, unless that's what she heard. It was a gurgle. I don't know what's this.
I don't know. I was
This.
too busy fixing your one little baby hair here. Is like it was.
Well, if
It
it's a
was
gray
like
one, just yank it right out.
They'll create more gray ones.
Sing, Gabby, sing, see?
Oh,
We will all have to keep on ganging up on her until she sings. So, just say just a few licks. What was the song that you sang at Hershey Park?
So far as rain.
Yeah, that's what it was. This girl got pipes. How did you two get into investigating? Go ahead, you.
We've always had things happen to us throughout our lives. She had a whole bunch more experiences than I did, but when all of our houses were haunted, every single one of them that we've been in has had something in it. Some had evil things, some are very nice and calm and, just you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone type of thing. Very first house that we discovered things in was a weird one. We saw shadows on the walls and we heard voices and there was weird things happening.
You're talking about Evan's house?
Yeah. And there was just weird things happening and so we were like, okay, that's weird. But we always watched like paranormal shows and we were like, that's something that we want to get into eventually, but we weren't sure if we could do that, if we had the funds to do it or anything. Well, then the one day, in another house that we moved to, we were babysitting my niece and nephew downstairs, and then it was bedtime, so I was trying to put niece and nephew to bed, and so my sister went upstairs. She was like, screw this, I'm going upstairs. She went upstairs, she was on her laptop, she starts feeling a burning sensation on her arm, and she goes and runs and cries to mom. And we're like, okay, this is weird. What's happening? Because I'm still downstairs with the niece and nephew, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I hear Abby screaming upstairs like bloody murder, and I hear her talking to mom. And I was trying to calm our niece and nephew down. And then I was like, okay, guys, go to bed. Don't worry about it. She probably saw a spider or something. They were like, okay, fine. They went to sleep. I went upstairs, and right before our eyes, we saw scratch marks on her arm that starting to turn into, we thought, an AW. Mom was like, okay, Abby, this isn't funny. Why would you engrave your initials on your arm? That's kind of morbid and weird. Well, then, as we're watching it, it's getting darker and it's getting deeper, and it said Amy. It started saying Amy. She has a picture of it. I could go on her Instagram, but it might take a while.
Yeah, I agree with you, Abby. It would have been better if it was a spider because, as Gabriella's seen, if she can find that picture, because Abby did show it the other night, she comes in and I see it looked like AW. Now, our name is, hers isn't now because she just got married. Her name is Abigail Weshy, so AW. It looked like AW, and I'm there, Abby, this isn't funny. Why would you scratch AW on your arm like that? And she says, Mom, I didn't. And then she says, it's burning really bad. Well, as she's telling me there was burning really, really bad, it started getting red almost to the point where it was bleeding. And it went from what looked like AW to Amy, AMY. And I'm there like, you're not going back in your room. You're staying with me. And it was like real prevalent. It said Amy. And ironic thing about it, we have to say it was something out of the ordinary and unusual because when she went to school the next morning, there was not even a sign of it on her arm. It was like totally disappeared.
So, I don't know if you're gonna hold on. Let me see if I can turn this.
Right there, right there, right there it is.
Yep.
That's
So
a real good picture.
You guys can see that because we can see it on our end.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really scary because we really thought that she was trying to prank us. It looked like she wrote AW, and it almost looks like her handwriting too. But then we started seeing more appear, and we were like, okay, that doesn't say AW. And then it, like Mom was saying, it got darker, and it looked like it was getting deeper. And it spelled out the name Amy.
Yeah,
and we literally saw the Y and the M and the A and everything. It was.
Hey, Abby, while you're there, look up Ryan's links for her YouTube and for her TikTok and post it on there for everybody. And we're going to see if we can get that little clip that she sent me, if Gabriella can show it here for everybody, because Ryan wanted everybody to see it. Plus, we can show it on the 27th when we do the live for Lurking Spirits. We can show that video on there too, because I did promise her that. And we want people to know that, you know, for her sake, Ryan Keys, if you go on her site, Abby will post. A lot of people were bashing her, saying she's making up crap, that she doesn't have anything going on in her house. We investigated it. She has activity going on in that house. There is something going on there. So please don't say that she's fake and making up shit for views and stuff like that, because honestly, she's not. She's a very sweet, loving lady, and she's just there with her young daughter, and she just wants answers, and we gave her some answers. We are supposed to go back and do another investigation there. So I tried your Cash App. It says unavailable.
Yeah, let me
see. Getting back to the Amy thing that was on Abby's arm, when we moved to the house in South Carolina, a piece of furniture that was down in there was the vanity that was in that room with Abby when we moved. When we started having activity in our house in South Carolina, we found out that Amy was attached. Somehow she came with us, and she attached herself, we think, in the mirror part of the vanity, because we were able to communicate. And she did say that she contacted Abby, and she just wanted the room that Abby was in Pennsylvania. Apparently, we didn't do any research, so we don't have anything to verify it, but that she had taken her life in the closet, and she just wanted somebody to listen to her. So we're pretty sure after she contacted us and we listened to her and listened to her story, that we were able to help her cross over. So we're hoping.
I don't know how to make it available then. It should be.
Didn't Angelina say on here?
What about Cash App?
Conscious, we really appreciate that you want to donate. Just keep that in mind if you're that serious about donating everything to us, which obviously you are. Gabriella will figure out how it works, and we're going to be doing probably another live.
It might not just be updated. I might just have to update it.
Yeah, it could be. We'll be doing another live here, I'm sure sometime this week coming up. So, check Red Rose Gaming on there. She is a moderator for us. Check her link, and that's Ryan's TikTok, and she'll be posting. She did post Ryan's YouTube. Check her out. Um, she's even had like a little bit of poltergeist activity there, like things kind of toppled over. If you listen to a couple of her videos or little snippets, you can actually hear like whispers and stuff. So please check her out, and please be open-minded with it. She's a very, very nice lady. Like I said, she's a single mom raising a little girl, and she's a sweetheart. She does have activity in there. So please, people that saying that she's full of it, no, give her a break. She's not. Which daughter has more paranormal experiences? Abby has had some, but Gabriella has had the most. Matter of fact, the house that we moved from in South Carolina, whatever was there was targeting her. And to those of you that not real familiar, if you're going through some bad things in your life, when you have negative energy around you, a lot of times that will pull spiritual negative energy towards you. And she was going through a lot of stuff between low self-esteem from some stuff that happened to her in school when she was younger, to situations with an ex and different things like that. And she just was not in a good place. And the spirits in her room seemed to be attached to her. They started whispering to her. They started touching her. They were pulling on her leg. They were pulling on her covers. It got so bad in her room that she moved out of her room, and she was sleeping on the couch for a while. And then when my husband came up here to Pennsylvania for 6 weeks to try to buy us this house to get a job and have everything set up so we can move up here, she literally come in the bedroom and slept in my bedroom, just because that's how bad it was getting. So, do you think most spirits want to leave a message? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think every spirit comes through for a reason. I think it's either to tell you their story, they want the truth to be told, or they are looking for something from their past that they haven't found yet. Like I was watching, I can't remember what the episode was. I don't know if it was on Dead Files or something, but there was a spirit that was coming through, and she came through in one plane, and she was looking for her husband who was already in another plane. If that makes any sense to you. So she was looking to communicate with her husband, and she just didn't know how to find him, but she wanted to talk and ask if anybody could help her get the two of them back reunited. So she gets to play with buttons. She does. She gets to play with buttons. So, yeah, there's a lot. I know if you go to cemeteries, when we went to Oakwood Cemetery down in Spartanburg, South Carolina, if you go to the part where they call Housegate, Potter's Field, the Potter's Field part of it, that's where all the wards of the court and orphans and people that they were poor. They were just the community considered them low life. They just tossed them in that field. A lot of them didn't have head markers or anything. And when we went there, when you first walk into that area of the cemetery, you get this overwhelming feeling of sorrow and hurt and pain. And you can feel that they just all want love, and they just want to be recognized. So when we talked to them, we said, "Hey, we're gonna what we can find out about you, we'll tell your story. We're going to tell people there are people buried here that have no headstones that just want their story to be told, and we will speak up loud and clear for you to tell people there is a section in this cemetery where those people mattered. They weren't pieces of crap that nobody cared about. We care about you." And so we got some communication there, and it was really, matter of fact, that my daughter Abby, which is Red Rose on here, she broke down at that part in the cemetery because uh, the spirit thing came through and said, "Am I dead?" And she just broke down. And she says, "Yes, unfortunately, you are. We're sorry." And it just that overwhelming feeling. That's how bad it got to her, and she broke down. And so it's just amazing what comes through and what story they want to tell you. I was the historian for my town and cleared up the very old abandoned. Yeah, yeah. And whereas probably a lot of them had either no markers or the stones were so bad that you couldn't even tell who they were. I'm guessing, which is very, very sad.
Hold on, guys.
It's very heart-wrenching when you have to encounter stories like that, and you just want to be able to help them. Now, there's another myth too that people have, like if you get and you're investigating right away, if you get the word evil or something says malevolent or negative or something like that, we're trying to get people to understand just because that comes through doesn't mean that it's a demon or the devil. It'd be like there's a rapist, or there's a guy that's a serial killer, or somebody that's just a downright rotten person. We looking at them, we're going to say, "Boy, that's an evil man." So some of the spirits, when they come through, if they were bad when they were alive, they're carrying that through their afterlife too. They're just as bad, if not worse, when they're dead. So a lot of times when you're hearing somebody say it's an evil spirit or it's a negative spirit, that's what they're talking about. It doesn't necessarily mean, like at Ryan's house, we think that there was a bad spirit there. I'm not saying evil or anything like that, but the guy probably was not a good person when he was alive, and he was coming through to Ryan as like a negative type person. And he's bothering her. He should leave her alone. But she did a protector in her house, though, that was watching over, though, too, to try to make sure that she was taken care of, and that he was looking over her. So, but I hope that answers some of your questions.
Good work.
So we do too. We like the one little cemetery, and I think, Linda, you were on here when we were talking about it before, down in South Carolina. It's a little quaint cemetery. We got our EMF detectors were going off like you wouldn't believe. As soon as we got out of the vehicle, there was activity there. But upon investigating, they more or less let us know, "Hey, we're just all family oriented here. We hop from grave to grave visiting our relatives. We just want to be left alone." So we thanked them for what little they did tell us. We said we didn't mean any disrespect, and we left them alone. Very peaceful, beautiful, family oriented cemetery.
You're not keeping us up. We're night owls.
Yeah, we're okay. We can catch up on sleep. Why do spirits stay behind? Gabriella, you want to answer that? I know you're going to say something I say.
So some spirits, it could be for revenge. It could be for unfinished business, or it could be for loved ones. They like to stay behind to see what their loved ones are up to, and
Some of them don't even know they're dead.
yeah.
Some of them are wandering, and they don't even know that they had perished, and they're trying to find out, like, hey, and you're no longer with us. We're sorry.
Unfortunately, we have to ask the spirits, or sometimes they ask us, they're like, am I dead? And we have to be like, unfortunately, I'm so sorry to tell you, but you have passed. We don't know when, we don't know for how long, but unfortunately it has happened and we're sorry, but if you want, we can try to lead you into the light if that's where you want to go. So,
And some of them too, there's so many bad things that's said about them. You know, you hear like the history of activity going on in certain buildings and that, but sometimes the history is just not facts. It's just what had gone through the grapevine as what they thought happened, and sometimes the spirit just wants to come through and say, hey, that's not how it happened. This is my story. This is how it went. And a lot of times, as soon as you tell their story, tell the actual facts of what happened, they'll go and they'll go into the light. And
so sometimes Contra said, how do you lead them to the light? What you have to do is, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes they just kind of, they go wherever. They do disappear after you say this, though, so we believe that it helps them go into the light. You have to tell the spirit to picture a bright white light and open a door or a doorway, or have it wherever you can exit. Say, picture a bright white light and go through it, and that should set you free. That should set you to the light. No, we have done this. I don't know if Chase wants me to say this or not.
I would not touch that one right now.
We have done this
twice. For Amy, we did get Amy to cross.
Amy did cross over after she said that she didn't want to bother us anymore and she didn't want to be, like a nuisance to us. And
She
so we
said,
were like, okay, you're not a nuisance to us as long as you don't try to hurt us or anything. We're fine with you being here. But she wanted to pass over, and so we were like, okay, this is what I want you to do. And since her exit and entrance was the mirror, we said, picture a bright white light in the mirror, and told her, and we didn't hear from her ever again.
And Abby's husband, Abby just recently got married here on the 5th. Her husband helped somebody, but
Abby said we can say it, just not the name.
Well, go ahead.
Chase's one friend that he knew in school passed away, and we think maybe he liked me or something, or he either followed Chase or he followed me, check up on me and see what I was doing. But I think all the spirits kind of gathered in my room just to talk to me about whatever. But he was in my room, and Chase was like, well, this is weird. This person talks like that person that I knew. And so he asked him, he was like, is this who I think it is? The person confirmed plenty of times. He asked specific questions, like questions only they would know.
Yeah.
And the specific person was like, yeah, it's me. And he was asking him all these questions that, like I said, only they would know, and answering them perfectly. So he was like, well, do you want to be here? Like, are you okay with just sticking around? And he wasn't. He wanted to be led into the light. And
then there was a message, I think he wanted Chase to relay to his family that he's okay,
yes,
or
there was a
something
message.
like that.
That's why he stuck around. I remember that now. I feel so stupid, and it's late, so please, mind fog. He wanted Chase to relay a message to his family, because he passed away so abruptly. He didn't get to tell his family before it happened. He didn't get to speak to his family. Like, he didn't get to say anything. So he pretty much told Chase, he was like, hey, please relay this message to my family. Once you do that, I can pass into the light and I can be gone. And so he was like, okay, don't worry, dude. I will pass you into the light. If that's where you want to go, I will relay this message to your family and let you know that you're still here and that you are watching over them and everything.
I have to laugh between Conscious and Linda. I'm sorry for keeping you up, but this is so fascinating, which thank you so much. Linda, nice. It's not for me. It's not me for once. And they were going back and forth. So I'm not laughing at the story. It's just like, I'm laughing at the two of you there. You're not keeping us up. Like we do have the investigation though that we're going to do tomorrow. Keep your fingers crossed that we come across. We did, Conscious, you didn't hear the other night. We did have an experience, well, a couple experiences over there when when Abby was doing the dress rehearsal and everything.
But to get back to what even started us to paranormal investigating in the first place, our old house. Our old house was like the breaking limit, and we were like, okay,
Yeah.
we need to find out what's in here. We need to find out, like what's anywhere, what anything wants, why they're
And it
there.
kind of goes a little bit. My husband that's Pee-wee's all his hair. My husband is a very, very, I'm not going to say is anymore, was probably the biggest skeptic out there. And even my son Eric was a big skeptic. When this stuff started happening down in that house in particular, and I started showing both of them, and she started showing them what was going on, my husband actually went on and he ordered me my EVP recorder, and he ordered me, I think the spirit box.
I think he ordered you an EMF too. No, both your EMF is.
I think it was those two, and then after that, then we got our first camera because our first couple videos we did, we were just videotaping everything off of a phone. Oh, Abby, I'm going to send you that clip too. I don't know. You probably can't. I don't know how we would do that.
What I can do is
for Ryan.
Hold on. Again. There's a lot of people on my Facebook, so you'd have to watch out with that. But where are you? You sent it to me, so
Yeah.
I could.
Abby's going to try to send Ryan's little snippet of her investigation when we were.
Do it. Just go on the live, and I want to see what it looks like. Because I can share my screen. No, it's if it wants to share. What is he doing? Why are you so far behind?
I don't know. I don't know.
Shoot. I don't know, dude.
It's scary, Conscious. It is scary at times to investigate, but when you're passionate about it, like we thought when we first started, we're like, oh shit, how is this going to go over? Because we're all like, we were scaredy cats. I mean, some of the stuff we saw that happened at least two of the houses that we were in, it was enough to send hairs on the back of your neck standing up on edge. But you go into it and you say, okay, we need answers. We want to find proof that this exists. And you're not as afraid as what you actually think that you are once you start investigating. Like it kind of comes along, and you'd be surprised of how well you adapt.
It won't let me share the screen anymore.
Well, Abby's sending is that well, there's a lot of hers there, so they can check it on there, so it doesn't matter about this. They can check her videos on there.
But why is it not letting me?
I don't know. Again, I don't know how this stuff. Okay, let me see. I'll send it to you right now, Abby. Where's it at?
You sent it to me. Ryan's texting you.
Okay, I'll get it. Abby, there it goes. It's going to you, Abby, right now.
That's so weird. Why in the world can I not share the screen anymore? That's so odd. I must have messed something up with the stream. Like, it's normal, but it will not let me share the screen anymore.
So yeah, it says it's playing for.
It says playing for her, but it's not on from the stream. It won't let me look.
Yeah, well, can you send me the link on here? What link?
The StreamYard link.
Oh, I
She already. I mean, I already tried. I tried twice. How am I gonna do that? What? No. Even like saying I'm not gonna sing.
um,
Um.
we'll have Abby try to send that link or that video itself that I sent her, the actual video. No, like I said, that's Ryan Keys. She's the one that has the TikTok channel and the YouTube that Abby put up there, and just check it out for yourself. That's just a little tiny snippet of what. But if you go on those pages of hers, you can find her whole list. Especially, I think her TikTok. I think she uses TikTok more than she does YouTube. So if you go on her TikTok, you're going to be able to find a bunch of her videos and check them out. Just like I said, be kind and everything. Because she is a very nice lady. And again, I cannot stress it enough. She does have activity in her house. You're asking orbs. A lot of people don't believe in orbs, but maybe the next time we come on, our dogs have been, for some reason, we have puppies and they just turned 5 months old. They all of a sudden through the night start barking for no reason and real early in the morning. Just they never did it before. So we got one of our stationary Ring cameras and we put it on our stair steps and we have it facing towards the wall so we could see if we know what they're barking at. Because the other day our female, she was sitting on the couch with us and she just started going into a trance staring up at the corner of our ceiling. And where they're like, what is she looking at? And she was almost like in a trance-like state. She was staring at something where they're okay. Is there a spider up there, bug, something? There was nothing up there. And then she kind of went back to her own thing. So the first night, which was 2 nights ago, we put that camera up and orbs like you will not believe coming up. You sure you don't? I mean, don't you send it to Ryan, not me?
Well, I don't know if I can. I'm not friends with her on Facebook. I don't think.
And so, yeah, I believe in orbs. I believe there's some orbs that are, you can definitely distinguish that they are dust, that they are bugs, whatnot. But there's some orbs you can't explain. If you watch our Johnston House video for lurking spirits, in the first video in the upstairs, there's this, or no, it was downstairs, I think. Anyhow, she has it highlighted. There's this weird like light anomaly that goes and passes through. We can't explain. And in part two, there's a real weird orb that goes through in that video. And sorry, ladies, it's bedtime for me. Wonderful live as always. Thank you so much, Linda. You go to bed. We're going to be calling it quits there pretty soon anyhow, because we've been on here for like 2.5 hours. So I'm not sure how many people will actually want to watch the whole entire 2.5 hours of the rebroadcast of it. But as always, we love you, Linda. Thank you for joining again, and we look forward to you coming here again next time. So we understand we'll be calling in a night here soon. Gabriella's trying to figure out this thing for
That should have worked now. Okay.
But yeah, so that's kind of, I will take off of our Ring camera here, maybe our next live, some of that, and you can see we're talking about the room that she was talking about down in South Carolina that she was in. Now, people would say it's just dust. Normally, I would have said that. You walk into a room, you're going to stir up dust. Okay, fine and dandy. That happens. And dust just goes each and every way possible. In her room, we could walk in, walk out, nothing. Gabriella would walk into the room, walk out, and it was like it was snowing in there. It was just orbs all around, and some of them real weird shape, some of them illuminating light like you would not believe, just like all kinds of just weird orbs going on that we just could not explain. So yeah, we believe in orbs. Some of them can be debunked, but some of them there's no explanation for them. So I legitimize some of the orbs. To each their own. That's how we feel about it. But you have a lot of good questions, and I'm hoping we're answering all of those for you. We are still on. The tower that a lot of people are leaving now. So, but yeah, so I'm hoping that's answering your questions and everything for you. I don't think we only have like 3 people on here now, right now, Conscious, Linda, and Abby, and Linda has to leave. You keep seeing shadows if your sister-in-law passed in that house, she may be trying to come to you. She may be trying to tell you something. So just keep aware. A lot of times too, people will get every time they see something or feel, mark it down, mark the time and see if it keeps on happening. If it's at the same time every night, it's probably a residual, because if she passed away there, she's just reliving something that she did over and over and over. If she can start responding to you if you ask questions, then she is an intelligent spirit and she wants to talk to you. So
she said she's someone quickly to talk.
She can. I don't care. I need to pee real quick. So hold on. I'll be right back. Gabriella, keep the bottle on.
So how's the weather? I'm gonna take over her seat and drink what she had coffee. She doesn't have any more coffee. I'm out of coffee too. Ryan will be on soon. Until then, any questions that you want to ask me? Any other question except for cleansing, because that's not happening.
Is she on?
Nope, not yet.
Let's go pee too.
I don't know how I can see who's viewing either. Ow. This thing is kind of pokey.
It's pokey.
Pokey.
Give me a few minutes to set up. I've never used it. I can jump on quickly to talk. Pee break. Oh, you had to take one too? Everybody had to do pee break. Phew. Conscious, do we have any more questions? We enjoy answering all of them. We're hoping we're helping you out with some questions you might have had. People on here yet? Who's the other people?
I don't know. I don't know how to tell who's who with what.
That's cool. I feel like I got a little hair getting ready to go on my eyeball. Who got up to go to the bathroom? Was that Eric or your dad?
Nobody.
I just heard the door open up there.
No, I didn't hear anything.
I heard the door open. Eric turned everything off in the living room, right?
No, I think he's still in there.
He said he was going to fall off.
I'm losing it.
Okay, that's why you got some more about. Okay.
Conscious said you really are. Conscious said you really are. I will have to write some down for your next live. Ask us all the questions that
Yeah, yeah. So apparently you're fascinated with the paranormal then and all that. Like we want one of our subjects sometime in the future will be just strictly talking about how people feel about the afterlife and where you think you go and do you believe in reincarnation and different things like that. Because we have our, now mind you, nobody bashes anybody. That's just how we are and stuff. And what we believe doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to believe the same thing, which is okay. Or like when Angelina was on, Linda, everybody's going to believe their own thing, and that's okay. That's what life is all about. So we're just waiting. We might have a couple, some of that. Ryan's trying to come on here pretty soon.
Yeah, I don't know how to. I think it just pops up like, do you want to accept this person?
Yeah, I think so too. Well, what's that invite? How does that work?
No, that's what I just did.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I was not here.
You were here when we did it.
I didn't see you doing it. I thought you did it when I was in the bathroom.
No.
Oh, well, I didn't know. I wasn't paying attention. I was afraid. And La La
Why
Land.
she said that?
I'm in La La Land. I try to be respectful and don't bash for anyone's beliefs. That's how we are conscious because it doesn't get you anywhere. You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You know, it's like we were talking earlier in this chat. Some people believe in the flashlight, using it. Some people don't. And that's okay. We just know when we use it, and we've asked the same question a couple times and we got responses or immediate yeses, nos, and the thing is loose and then it's not working anymore and we go over and it's turned real tight. How do you explain that? Something would have had to turn that nozzle to so tight that you couldn't loosen up. I mean, there's, you know, teach their own, but, you know, we respect everybody and their opinions. We just don't like bashing because it doesn't get anybody anywhere. So,
Let's see what this does.
of course, Gabriella is still, what are you doing?
I'm trying to see if it does anything.
She's messing around with our faces on our end, so.
I don't think it does anything. Did nothing.
Back from my pee break. I've been back, Abby. You take long pees. Everybody else took short pees. You took a long pee. Why? What did you drink? Wonder who this is, because like I said, the same 5 people are on. Wonder how you tell. Hmm. Is there anything else that you can think of right off the top of your head? Conscious. She said I had to go downstairs. Make fun of her. You do that. You make fun of her because we were all back and sitting and chatting, and she was still doing her pee. And she doesn't have to walk downstairs. I know that for a fact because I know where she lives.
I know that for a fact.
And we know where she lives. We can vouch for that. I had to go in another room. Well, she would have had to too, but yeah, that doesn't work. Scratch that. Going downstairs, though, going downstairs, peeing, and coming back and still having a chat with us, and Abby still wasn't back yet. Yeah.
Can't believe it.
You had to wash your hands. Well, everybody's supposed to wash their hands after they go to the bathroom. That's not an excuse. What kind of an excuse is that, Abby?
Yeah, Abby.
You asked, we're just waiting to see if Ryan's going to come on, and if we go here tonight, here before long, like you said, write them down or whatever, and we will be on probably. We have to do our investigation tomorrow. Sunday, we were talking about maybe getting that cemetery, and we don't know. And you washed your hands and feet. You would have had a time to take a whole shower. Took her to take a pee. Yeah, and we can address them then the next time we come on, because I'm sure that probably at the beginning of the week or in the middle of the week, we'll probably have another live going on.
See, I think, hold on, I'm gonna try something. It's never good. She didn't say anything. I don't know if she's even live.
So spoiled.
Ryan, if you're here, can you comment in the comments? I don't know if she's even in here. But I'm gonna try to join from your phone and see how it works.
Writing down the times of the shut. Yeah, I think I would do that, because if it's coming, like I said before, if they're coming around about the same time, and say it is your sister-in-law, she would probably be a residual, and then she's just reliving something she was doing about that same time at night. But if she comes back,
yeah, see, she has to do.
If she responds, like if you ask a question, say, hey, you can talk to me, you can come touch me, or however you want to correspond with her, and you start getting responses, then she's intelligent spirit, and she does want to communicate with you. But she could possibly come through you shadow form, she could come through you energy form, a breeze past your ear or past you, a cold spell around you, hair standing up. It could be several different ways that she could be coming, possibly to say something to you. Or there's right there.
Everybody, welcome, Ryan!
Yay, Ryan! There you are! Woo, woo, Ryan!
Yeah, she has to unmute her mic.
Yeah, you have to mute your mic. Gotcha, yay!
Here though.
Ryan's in the house. Woo! Ryan's in the house.
Hello?
Woo! Ryan's in the house. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I just got the link, so I was waiting for it, and I have a friend over, so I was like, oh, well, maybe they got busy. But I know you guys were talking about some stuff, and that had to do with, like, I guess my haunting and the investigating and stuff like that. So I wanted to jump on.
Well, this video is going. It's almost gone, like almost 3 hours here soon. We talk about you a lot. we wanted to make sure people know they saw your TikTok link. Abby made sure, but your TikTok link, your YouTube link. I think she uploaded that video, so that little snippet that you sent us, and we told them, they said, hey, Ryan's kind of getting some slack from some people and that they're calling her fake and all this. We can verify 100% that she is not faking anything in that house, that she does indeed have spirits
Oh my gosh. And the flashlight wasn't even, that whole scenario wasn't even my idea. That was you guys. And I watched you
there.
set it
Yeah.
up. And I even made sure, like every time, like there's an investigation, whether I'm doing it with someone else, I'm doing it alone or whatever, I always like to go live because I like people to see it in real time because, it's a recording. People think, oh, maybe you edited or you changed this, whatever. And I specifically remember talking to you guys and saying I would like to stream it because I want to be as open and, honest as I can, from many like point of views, you know what I mean? And
Right.
when in the video, I know it sounds so dramatic for me, but I literally saw you guys set up the freaking flashlight and I was like, there's no way. And I have dealt with so much activity in this house, but I never in a million years thought that that would actually work. And
And you can,
it was unbelievable.
and not to interrupt you, Ryan, but you can verify for our behalf too, because there's people that kind of don't believe in the flashlight method, and that's okay. But you can also verify for us that when you saw us set us up, we didn't touch it, it was sitting there, and that it directly responded each and every time we asked it a question. It responded immediately, correct?
Multiple times.
Yep,
Multiple times.
see?
And like that wasn't the only, like, it was crazy because it wasn't like we were just getting like responses randomly. Like we were literally having a conversation with multiple entities. And like I told you guys before, I have dealt, like, I don't know if everyone knows on here, but I've been recording my home for the past couple of years, since I moved in here. A month of me moving in here, started experiencing stuff and decided to put cameras up. I have no background in paranormal stuff. I have no idea. Before this, I never dealt with anything like this. And I have, I think, like close to 75,000 followers on TikTok because I have so much proof. I just want to be as transparent as possible because for me, like, of course, so people do fake their content. I get that, right? Like they want to make the views, whatever. For me, it was always about being honest. Even if I get like an orb, just an orb on video, I post it. You know what I mean? I've posted videos where dog food was thrown at me. I was in my pajamas watching YouTube, stuffing my face after working all day. You know what I mean? Like if I wanted to make a good impression, I would have, made myself look a little bit better.
Right. Well, see, that's what I told everybody. I said, you're not doing this for views or anything like that. I said,
No.
she asked us to come and investigate her house, and there's something there. We have Conscious Muses on our channel right now, and Conscious said, Ryan, do you get used to the spirits? Do you get used to them being there with you?
To be honest, it's other than you guys being here, which it was crazy from the second you guys walked in, the entire time
It
it was
was.
active. It was the most active. That's what I wanted to say. It was the most active I had ever seen it. Things calm down. Like I hear noises. Sometimes I'll hear something walking into my room or in the hallway. But ever since my breakup, things have not been as chaotic. Like 2 years ago, it was really bad. But things haven't been that bad. It's kind of like we're just coexisting, I guess. My daughter is
Right.
starting to experience things. She just turned 12, so that was something I was really persistent about, like keeping that from her because I didn't want her to be afraid of her own home. I wanted her to feel
Yeah.
safe here. And unfortunately, she has started to experience things.
Mhm.
So we have to be a little bit more open about it. But I'm no longer like afraid. I used to be afraid
Good.
because at one point my hair was getting pulled. I have that on camera. I was waking up to screaming and just all types of things. but now like that I have more of like an understanding of it, I think we
Mhm.
can coexist.
Well, you do know, Ryan. I don't know if, and I know you've had other people talk to you in that before, but you do know if you're going through some bad things or some, I don't know if I want to use the word bad, but things that things are not going really good in your life, that there's like negative things going in your life, that energy in itself can bring activity to your house. So if you just went through that breakup and everything and your activity was going through the roof, that could be why that it was, because for some reason the spirits like to prey on the weaker. Like if they know that you're weak and you're breaking down because you're going through something traumatic in your life or not good, they seem to latch to you. They seem to be drawn to you. That's what was happening with Gabriella in our house down in South Carolina.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm very open and honest about this on my social media because it's part of like my growth, you know what I mean? But
Hmm.
like I was in a really, really toxic, somewhat towards the end abusive relationship. And during that time when I was trying to leave, the activity was through the roof and I was like the
Hmm.
target. I mean, I was getting scratches on me. I had things thrown off of my bedside table. I was being tortured kind of. Um,
Yep.
and then when we find like when I was finally able to end it and get away from him, the activity was still pretty rough for about 6 months, until I became better, like in my mindset, and changed like my perspective on like life and things, and started
Hmm.
healing. That's when like I started gaining like my control back, from all of the chaos around me.
Yep. And see, that's how it works too, because like I said, that was what's happening to Gabriella down when we were South Carolina, because she was going through low self-esteem from stuff that happened to her when she was younger, from her principal and stuff and that in school. And then she went through a bad breakup with her ex, and all that negativity and all that bad stuff she was going through, it just like drew to her like a magnet.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
our activity was like incredible down there. And now I think we have activity here in the house that we are up here, but not anything compared to it, because there's not really anything negative here like going on with us. We're pretty happy here, but
Right.
it will do that, Ryan. So just be careful. As long as you now that you know that that will draw that type of stuff to you, kind of, you're open to that now and you know how to deal with it a little bit better.
Yeah, because like I said, I've been doing like I honestly, you guys, like when I first moved into this house, I started noticing like a month after I moved in, and I was still in that relationship. Because we didn't break up until probably like close to 2 years after I started, like, posting on TikTok and things like that. I thought I was losing my mind because I didn't believe in this type of stuff. I never experienced the paranormal. Like, it just wasn't
Mhm.
like my sister was more into that, and I can't even tell you, like, I've caught so much stuff on video. Like my most viral video, which it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to prove a point here about the negativity. It had 20 million views, right? And 90% of those comments are incredibly rude, judgmental, like
Oh my gosh.
trolling. And you know what? It gets to a point where like I just ignore it. I stop like responding
Yeah.
because I know like how much more open can I be, you know what I mean? And people are going to think what they want until they actually fully experience it themselves.
Yep.
I'm not here to change anyone's perspective. I'm just here to share my story and what I deal with.
Right. And
So
see, that's what we was talking about earlier on here, where there, Ryan, where what you're experiencing, and it's so easy for somebody that's not living in that house to say, "Oh, you're so full of shit," that she's not. It's so easy for them to say that. But when you know yourself what you're experiencing, and you've actually had a team like us coming and confirming what you already knew, I don't understand why these people have to come on and bash. And that's what we were telling our viewers here tonight, where they're like, listen to her, don't be bashing her. We were there. We can verify everything this woman has said. we can verify that she is indeed having activity going on in that house.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone ever gets a chance, not even on my TikTok, like on my old YouTube, Raiki86, I have a new one now, but on my old one, I have a bunch of my TikTok lives on there for my investigations. That is clear. There is no editing. That is straight through hours of my lives of investigating. You will not believe the amount of stuff I caught. And I'm sitting in front of a camera, like these noises and things are happening all around me. I can't cause that. You know, I'm in real time talking to these people, and you can literally hear running in my basement and banging on my walls, and you know what I mean? So um all I can do is just share my experience and my story, and hopefully, you know, either others that are going through it can relate or whatever. I mean, I literally ignore the trolls at this point. I have been doing this for quite a while, so I don't even feed into it. The only time I might really get into it with somebody is if, you know, they get kind of personal. But outside of that,
Yeah.
I ignore it. It's not worth, because I know what I'm dealing with. And
Oh, yeah.
I know what my child has. There's a few videos. I never video record her without her permission. She has shared some experiences. You know, I would never have my child lie. You know, I would just
Oh, absolutely.
never do that. So, yeah, it's insane. You guys literally, I've dealt with other people coming in, cleansing my home, doing some investigating. I dealt with a psychic and a medium before. I have never in my life, that I've lived here, how long? 4 years? 5 years? 4 years? 4 or 5 years. I have never in my life saw that much activity like all at once. You
Yep.
guys did a phenomenal job. And the fact that, like, I've had my hair pulled, but I've never been touched. And I mean, I literally ran over the girl that was sitting next to me, almost knocked her over. It scared the crap out of me. So I just,
Well,
it was intense.
well, see, that incident there that you're talking about down in your basement, I was doing the Estes method, and I don't know if I told you or not, but I told our audience there tonight because we were talking about that. When I was doing the Estes method, Gabrielle and I in particular, we know when we go under, we can get to this different plane where like you feel almost like you're floating, you're not setting anymore. There, you can't hear anything around you at all. And you go to this level where like everything turns staticky and you're like, you can see yourself sitting there, but you're going somewhere. And when I got to that level, because that happened to me that night down in your cellar, as I was getting to that level, which was kind of getting a little creepy, to the left of me, I saw that shadow that you had talked about. It was a tall gentleman, and he was coming towards me. And I don't know if he was going to touch me or if he was going to go past me over towards you or what he was going to do. But as he approached my left shoulder, that's when you left out a yell saying that you got touched and Abby came over and tapped me out. So I find that real ironic that I literally saw this shadow approaching me just as you let out that yell saying that you got touched and she tapped me out.
Well, and it's crazy, just to mention that shadow real quick. I've caught on my security camera videos. I have videos of a tall shadow figure walking in front of my kitchen, and it is probably the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life, because I've seen it multiple times but never, you know, caught it on camera. And it was unbelievably tall and walked right into
Yeah.
my dining room closet. But the
Yep.
crazy part about that whole experience is that we literally were having that old man, you know, the grumpy, you know, angry entity, like push the women to go into the basement. He wanted
Yeah.
us down there. And then after that happened, he was just saying, like, you can see it in the video, he was saying negative things through the spirit box.
Hmm.
He was angry. I mean, I have just never in my life experienced so much activity at once. I was really worried you guys were going to come and not catch anything. I was like, oh gosh, I hope they catch something, you know? Um, but
Yep.
it was literal activity from the time you guys walked in until you left. I ended up sleeping somewhere else that night because I was like,
I
I am not
know.
staying here.
Yeah, you told us that. And the funny thing about that shadow guy, he was tall. He was very tall. And I think what he does is I think he hovers down in the cellar. I think that's where he stays. But if you said that you saw him going towards the closet, I'm wondering if your closet, if that's not how he doesn't travel back and forth.
Well, that's what we said.
That yeah, that he goes from the cellar up through the closet and out and we were talking about evil and that we're not and the way we can look at it, we can call him evil, but not in like a demonic or devil or that type of evil. But it was like I was trying to explain to our audience before, there's evil like if the guy was a real, I'm going to say the word prick in real life, he's probably going to be the same way in death, if not worse. And
Yes.
that's what this guy is. He
I
came
don't
through as
Right. I think
go
that
ahead.
he dislikes women. Absolutely. I
Mm-hmm.
think he wants the house to himself. I think I'm the only one that has really kind of stood up against him and questioned him because I wanted answers. And that's why he's not a fan of me. I've dealt with him quite a few times. I mean, literally on my TikTok, there is a clear video of a shadow figure, man, tall, walking right in front of my kitchen. I had an investigation the one time with my sister because my sister is really spiritual and she really connects to that side of things. She's been like that for years. And there was a male entity in the basement with me, and he was trying to keep me down there and shut the lights off on me. It was literally coming
That's
through
him.
on the spirit box, and I could
Yep.
hear chains and noises all around me. It was all caught on live. It was
Yep.
insanity. Um,
Yep. That's
so
him.
yeah, I don't think he's evil in the sense like what's the word? Like I don't want to say it, but you know what I mean? Like
Like demonic or
yeah,
devil
yeah.
or
I don't
something
think
like
he's
that.
like
Like
that.
that.
No. I think he might have done some bad things in his life. At least that's what I
Mm-hmm.
was kind of told before. And he hates women. I mean, that
Yep.
was how many times did he state? Literally was communicating for like 30 minutes to have the women
Yeah.
to the basement. He did not want the males to go down there.
I think he was one of those type of men that the man is the boss and the women are the slaves or lower than what a man is, and
Right.
he wanted to come across that way with the women up there, and he thinks he can pull that off with you, but you're a very strong woman and you just keep your stance saying this is my house. You can try to intimidate me all you want, but this is my house and you're not welcome here. So you can keep on trying, but you're it's not going to happen. But he came through a lot that night. You're right, and he is
Very
one
aggressive.
real.
Very
Oh,
aggressive.
he is. He's not a nice guy. He's
He's
definitely
very mean,
yeah.
like Conscious said. He said, well, they said, is he just mean instead of demonic?
He is
Oh, yeah, but
conscious.
yeah.
I call him the
He's just
grumpy
a
old man.
real mean.
Call him the
Hmm.
grumpy old man. I've dealt with him for a very, very long time. Um, I think he is the instigator. I think I can sense him. You know what I mean? I can sense him, like, just if I'm in a room, I can feel the energy shift, you know?
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, the negative
Um,
energy.
yeah, I think he really likes the basement. I mean, I have a
Well, that's his
video.
home.
Yeah, I have a video of my basement, my washer being tossed around like literally somebody is just throwing it around like angry. And I mean, my dog was barking like crazy. I wouldn't go down there. I was like,
Oh
something
my
like
goodness.
he has a lot of anger, but I'm not. This is my home. This is my child's home. Um, I'm not gonna just let him overrun me. You know what I mean? Like,
Nope.
just not gonna happen. And I'm gonna keep pushing forward and asking questions and doing what I need to do. You know?
Yep. And that's what, as long as you don't show him that you're afraid of him or anything, you've got it made. But if you start showing him that like he's just going to keep it up more and more and more and more. But you're a strong woman, Ryan. You're handling that type of stuff very well, considering what you're going through.
Well, thank you. I mean, I still freak out sometimes, but like I try to catch my, composure and not run, Like,
Right.
we were in the basement. A part of me wanted to run up those stairs, and I was like, no, I am not doing that. Like,
Mm,
I'm here. You guys are here for answers. I want answers. So let's do this. You're not scaring me.
yeah.
So, I mean, I know a lot. It's really hard to believe in things like that when you don't personally experience it. And so many they do fake videos. Paranormal content was
Yeah.
huge, like a little over a year ago. That was like the viral thing
Yep.
for the longest time. But I'm telling you, like, I have so much content out there showing like unbelievable stuff that I've caught on camera, and you just can't make this stuff up. You can't. And I just wish
No, no.
I just wish people would just be, they don't have to understand it. They don't have to like it. They don't have to agree with it. I just wish they would be more open or just move along. If it's not your thing, like, totally get it. Um, but people can be super cruel and judgmental. And honestly, the best thing you can do is just ignore it and not react, because that's what they want. They want a reaction. And you know what? Thank them for their view. You know what I mean? Because when you get
Yep.
monetized, you get paid because of that view. Thank you so
Yep.
much. Appreciate you. Have a good day. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm just not gonna sit here and argue with people about
No,
this stuff.
it's not worth it. And that's why we made this live tonight, because those are the very issues that we wanted to address. Nobody's telling you to believe anything. That's your prerogative, but don't tell the person that's actually experiencing it that they are faking it when there's other people like you. We were at your house. We can verify that you are not faking it. Just, mind your own business, do your own thing, but be skeptical all you want, but leave the people that are actually experiencing this stuff alone, because, some of them, they just need help. You wanted answers. We hope we gave you some of the answers that you were looking for. And, people just need to stop.
Yeah,
they don't need to be that rotten.
And
I
you
agree.
know that Lewis is there to protect you also.
Yeah.
Sorry, say
Yeah.
that
You
again.
had Luke.
I said, well, and at least you know that Lewis is always there to protect you if anything would happen.
Oh, absolutely. And I know everybody has their own beliefs, but I have my Lord Savior. He protects me. God is always by my side, and that's what gets me through. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I respect people's differences of opinion. I don't appreciate disrespect. And I just not for it. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be that way. Just enjoy the ride, see what happens, watch it, and you know what I mean? Like, it's not
Yep.
that serious, you know?
See, that's why Gabrielle and I made this channel here. This besides our lurking spirits is because we wanted to be able to talk in forums like this and help people come out and say, hey, like, this is what's going on. Stop, because we said we're going to speak the truth. We're going to tell you the way it is. You may like it, you may not like it. Nobody's telling you to watch our channel, but we're going to tell you how it is, and we're going to let people come on and tell their story. And
Yeah.
it is what it is. We're being honest with everybody.
I think that's a great idea. I think it's good to have these conversations. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I'm down for it. I didn't know you guys had this channel, so I'm glad I could jump on. I'm sorry it took so long.
Oh, no,
And
you're good.
yeah, if anyone wants to see the live, I think I have it on my new YouTube with you guys, or the investigation. It's Rybread 1036, I believe, is my YouTube. And then you guys have a 3-part series of the investigation on your
Right.
so what is that? Lurking Spirits, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, and you guys, it's, if you're into this and you really want, or if you just have an open mind, it's probably the best evidence I know I've ever caught and been a part of. It's insanity, and sometimes it can get kind of chaotic because I am not a professional. You guys are, so I can get a little dramatic and emotional. But being in that moment, it was a lot. But yeah, I think we worked really hard to try to get some answers and deal with all the
Oh,
chaos around.
absolutely. That's like, yeah, as you noticed, we didn't even get our cameras or anything set up yet, and my gauze meter was going off like crazy already, and we didn't even start investigating yet. I mean, we're there a while. Like, look
Yeah.
at this. We don't even have anything
And I think
started. And
batteries
this,
were dying too. I think a battery
yeah,
died, and I had just started my live, I believe. Um, I watched you guys set up everything because I mean, yeah, I didn't really know you guys that well, you know what I mean? So I wanted to make sure, we were on the same page, and I don't want my fans duped or my followers duped, whatever. So I wanted to make sure everything was by the book and legit, and you guys totally did that. And the flashlight, to me, I don't know, that was the most insane. I remember you set it up and I was like, oh, we're not going to get anything. Like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, that would just be too perfect. And within an hour, I mean, literally turning it on and turning it off and answering questions through it. It was unbelievable.
yeah, it was, like I said, there's like a lot of people that don't believe in the flashlight, and that's okay. I mean, because there is explanations of what could be causing it, but you saw, I mean, and we try to explain. There's even times when the way we do it, when the spirit comes through, they get too excited or whatever, and they turn it so tight that we have to go back over and loosen it back up so we can get the responses again. Now, if there's nothing there, then how did the knob on it get turned that tight when we had it loose?
It
Like,
was a basic
like
flashlight.
you said, yep, yep. And you witnessed it. And that's, I'm glad that you're actually on because you are one person that can definitely verify, hey, every time we asked a question, it responded immediately. And it was just not one question, it was
Well,
a series of
here's
questions.
the thing, that to know, like, for me, how legit it is. The first, like, 30 minutes we asked questions for the flashlight to turn on and off. Nothing happened. And I was like, no, we're not going to get a response through here, guys. Like, this is too much. You know what I mean? It's too perfect. And then like an hour after we started, that's when it started happening. So, I mean, why would we have it not turn on for the first 30 minutes of me
Yeah,
live streaming and, nothing happening to, you know what I mean? There was just too much happening for it to not be what it was.
yep. And that's when Lewis came through to let us know that he was your protector, that, he was well aware that that bad guy was there and he was going to watch over for you. I mean, and he responded to his every question we asked.
Yep. And I was told prior that I had, the grumpy old man. I had another man come and go, and I had a woman. And I was actually told the woman was my great grandmother who passed away, who would come and check on us
Oh,
when she was, younger. Well, she comes in younger form, but she passed in her 80s when she was older. And I was really close with her. Um, so I do know at least of three. Um, but I think the only one I ever really had issues was the, the grumpy, the
yeah,
old.
Mr. Shadow Man, that's him. And he is like,
If
he's
you get a
just a
chance,
nasty
if
guy.
anyone gets a chance on here to go, I'm dead serious. Go to my TikTok and look for that video. I can try to re-upload it, like, and bump it up so it's more recent. That, I could not believe it. Because I literally days before that was saying how I saw a shadow figure of a man walk into my closet right in front of me. And then I caught it on video on my security camera in the middle of the night, right in front of the camera. And he is super tall. It makes no sense. He just disappears right into my dining room closet. It was
Yep.
absolutely insane. So if you get a chance, I would definitely recommend that, because I I just don't, it's just unbelievable, you know?
Well, I know. I mean, I'm sure we'll watch it. But what you're describing, that's what I saw approaching me when I was under the Estes method. This guy was tall, and
Yes.
he was a shadow because I couldn't see what his face or anything looked like. He was a shadow guy, and he was tall, and he was just approaching me. I don't know if he wanted to touch me or if he was heading your way, which I'm guessing that's probably what his plan was, to go towards you. And if it wasn't for you being touched and yelling out, I don't know, but I saw him. So
Well, like
you're
in the
not the only
video,
one.
here's the thing, me and my daughter are like 5'2". I'm super short. In the video, it literally looks like he's close to like 7 feet tall. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And The shirt that I was wearing the night that we did the investigation, it had like holes on the side of my shoulders. So when this thing touched me, we were in the basement. You were doing the what was it, the Estes method?
Yes.
Who was with me?
There was me, you, and Abby.
Yes, and Abby and I had another spirit box type of thing that like gave words or whatever. We were holding that and we were listening to that and listening to you and what you were saying because we were asking you questions, right? And
Right.
I I had these holes in my shoulders and I felt this thing. It felt like a fingertip, a cold fingertip poke my shoulder, my skin, to the point that in the video you see and hear me turn around. Like I literally expected somebody to be behind me. Like, what the heck? You know what I mean? And I felt so bad. I ran Abby over. I knocked her over. I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
like I lost it because I've never been like physically like touched where I actually like felt it like that, you know?
Well, that's where my motherly instincts kicked in because when you told me when you guys pulled me out that you were touched, we don't provoke in any way, shape, or form, but I provoked. I went over there by your washer and dryer and I said, okay, if you're going to touch somebody, you touch me. You leave her alone. And, when we went back upstairs, I didn't even realize that I even did that. Like it was just that my motherly instinct said, okay, big guy, you want to intimidate somebody? You leave her to hell alone, you come over get me. So it was just,
Yeah,
yeah, that was intense.
very. Man, there were so many moments. I would love to like do a live with you guys. Maybe we could like, I don't know, maybe pick one of your lives and maybe do commentary on it or something. Talk back and forth about our perspectives and let everybody see it. I think that would be really cool. Um, because there's just so much that happened. To this day I still have no words, you know.
Well,
It's
maybe here in the very near future, maybe we can set up somehow where you can do a live like what we're doing now, and like you said, then we can have people commenting on our end while you're doing your live, and I'm sure that we can work something out because your place is it's interesting. Like I said, if anybody, these people that are calling you a faker and that, really, they needed to be there. Like we were there, we witnessed it. They can go jump in a river because they have no clue what the hell they're talking about because we saw and heard with our own eyes and ears what was
as well
going on
as
at your house.
thousands, as well as like 3,000 people that were in the live. You know what I mean? Like there was like
Mm-hmm.
a total of like 3,000, I think, people that like attended the live at one point, and many people saw like it was in real time. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I lost like an hour of my live. I have no idea where it went. That's
Yeah.
never happened before. Because I recorded the entire time you guys were there. Um,
Yep.
but I lost a portion of it. It just disappeared. It was so weird. But
Yeah, that could be with what was going on. Sometimes that happens.
yeah, but I would love to I know my followers are really into it. They love the lives because it's raw and it's transparent, and you know what I mean? It's just me being real and just trying to get answers. So I would love to be able to maybe do a live there and maybe connect on here somehow. I'm not sure how to do that, but
You'd be able to do that. I'm sure that there's a way that we can do that. That would be cool. Just it was like we was telling Angelina, one of our followers here before that gives us advice and kind of took us under her wing. Just try to figure out a time that would be good for you, see if it works for us, and we'll see what we can set up, and that would be great because people really need to see like live time what we saw when we were there.
absolutely. I'm really particular about doing anything like that around my daughter. So when you guys came, I had to make sure she wasn't home. And so if I do something like that, it'll be, when she's in bed and you know what I mean, not around it. I'm just really protective of her because I just don't want her to be afraid like I was at one point.
Right,
Um,
right.
but I would love to, so usually when I do them, I kind of have to do them a little later. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm totally fine with that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, just let us know and we'll see what we can work out. And just tell your daughter, say, you're a smart woman and you're a good mother. Just keep on confirming to her and counseling her that, yeah, this is going on, but, if it was something that you really thought that was going to put you guys in danger, you'd do something about it.
We
But
wouldn't
right
be here.
now,
We wouldn't be here.
right,
Like
right, right.
she had a friend spending the night the one night, and her bedroom door, they were laying down, getting ready to watch a movie. It was late, and I was in my room, and her bedroom door started shaking in front of her and her friend, and they started screaming for me like
Oh,
bloody
gee.
murder. So I run in, and they were on like the edge of her bed in the corner, terrified. The door was just violently shaking, and my daughter's never really experienced anything
Oh,
that, to that effect before. And so we just started praying, and we
right,
pray and things go away and we feel better. And I let her talk about it as she wants to, and we just get through it. If I honestly felt like we were in danger in any way, shape, or form, we would not be in this house.
right.
We would not be here.
And we didn't feel like it was anything that was going to harm you. It's just that this awful guy, he's one of those, he puts me in mind of those old, in the back in the real olden times where the guys were the ones that, I rule the house, I'm the boss, and you need to do everything that I say. He was like one of those that the man wears the pants in the family, and
Yeah,
nothing a woman could ever say or do
I
is going to be good enough. And he's
right.
just one of those. He's just a
He
real
honestly
badass.
reminds me, I'm going to be honest, he honestly reminds me of my ex. And I think that's why things picked up so much. And it was always towards me. There were a few times my ex had like we would hear banging on the front door, and it literally sounded like somebody was like going to break in, like pounding through the front door. We'd go right there because like the way our steps are, you hear somebody coming up the porch, you know what I mean, or coming down. You have to go down
Right.
multiple steps, and we'd open the door within a second later and nobody's there. Like, but it was starting to pick up and it was getting aggressive, and it was always towards me. um thank goodness it wasn't towards my daughter at that time. So I just think for some reason, because of his energy and you know his manipulation and stuff, I think it kind of picked things up and caused a ripple effect, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Ryan, you're a strong woman. You're handling it probably as good as you should. I mean, you're not letting it intimidate you. You're taking control, and you're really guiding your daughter in the right direction when it comes to it. So kudos to you. You pat yourself on the back. You're doing everything right.
Oh, thank you
Um,
so much.
I
I
just,
appreciate you guys. I really do. I really appreciate you guys coming out. You guys were awesome. And, I look forward to working with you guys again. And I'll definitely let you know about I know we've been having issues getting together again. Life happens and stuff, but I would like to
right.
at least do like a virtual type of thing, so you guys could be a part of that if you'd like, or, you can
Oh,
kind of
absolutely.
guide me through it or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just give us like when you think you're ready. Gabrielle and I pretty much in the evenings, especially because we got new puppies. They just turned 5 months old, so they keep us busy during the day. But like in the evening, like this, like especially after 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, we're pretty much any night we're good. So anytime like that, if you think you want to set something up and we can arrange that, go ahead and do it, and we'll get together and we'll work something out.
Okay, awesome. I really appreciate you guys letting me come up here. I'm sorry if I kind of took over, but I wanted to, have your back on this.
No.
I mean, because people
Don't
can be cruel.
apologize.
And
We wanted to get your story out, and like I said, we stuck up for you and told you, told our audience, hey, listen to her. She's not making this crap up. She got shit going on.
yeah, part of me is like wishing like I could make this up. You know what I mean? You just can't even imagine it being real. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And when I tell people,
Hmm.
they look at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, just watch the video. Like, let the
Well,
video
it's
speak for
like you,
itself.
exactly, and I mean that makes sense because you're experiencing it. Who wants to have a spirit in the house, especially a nasty spirit like that guy? or who would prefer to make it all up? I mean, I would go for making it up. I don't want this nasty ass spirit torturing me and driving me crazy all the time. So, no,
Right.
that makes perfect sense what you just said.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I'll keep in touch with you guys, and I appreciate you for letting me jump on here.
No problem. You take care, Ryan, and just contact us when you think you want to try to set this up. And Gabrielle and I are definitely 100% game for it. So
All right, awesome. Thank you.
you're welcome. You have a good night.
All right, have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, Conscious and Abby, it is almost 1 o'clock, and Conscious, you have been wonderful tonight. Thank you for staying on here the whole duration of this long live. We appreciate you giving us your support, asking us the amazing questions that you asked, and we'll have another one either with Ryan or another one coming up probably sometime midweek, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So you have a real good night there, Conscious, and we'll talk to you again sometime soon. And you're very welcome. Abby, we're going to call it a night too. So you got a puppy over there that you got to take care of also. So you know what it's like. So we're going to call it a night here, end this long thing, and we'll see you tomorrow, Abby.
Bye.
Bye, Conscious. Bye, everyone. Bye, Abs.
Bye. Love you.
Ah.